Welcome everybody, it's Jeff here, Raise Your Vibration TV. Stick around because we are going to be talking about the new moon and the sun finally moving out of Scorpio and moving into Sagittarius. So stick around, it's going to be good. Aries, welcome to your Midweek Reset Tarot reading for November 19th all the way to the 25th. So, you know what we do. We talk about the astrology weather for the week first, and then we get to the tarot. So let's get to it. All right, the new moon is happening in Scorpio on the 20th. So, with that being said, new moons are an excellent time. We want to talk about this little controversy that's going on. That new moons don't always mean new beginnings. And I'm going to tell you why I put new beginnings here with new moons. It's because it's a beginning of a cycle. Okay? We've gone through the full moon. We're back to the reset point. We're back to zero. Anytime you're back to zero, when the sun and the moon are conjunct, I would call that a beginning. And then the separation from the conjunction. And then the full moon is the opposition. And then we have, remember, kind of like on the Zodiac wheel with the 4 seasons, we also have those 4 phases that are important. The new moon, the first quarter, the full moon, the last quarter. Those are power points. That's what we focus on here at Raise Your Vibration TV. That's the astrology I use. So I can say it's a time for new beginnings, but what it really is discovering the potential and setting your intention for, you guessed it, new beginnings, okay? Because there's a few people out there, well, there isn't few, there's a one person out there that's kind of challenging that, and, you know, it's, I don't know, whatever. I'm not even going to go down that road. Anyway, Aries, this new moon in Scorpio, again, there's an intensity here. You can get things done, though. That's the thing about Scorpio. Scorpio gets down to it. So use that energy, okay? This is happening in your 6th house. So there could be a lot of things going on. But basically what this is for you, Aries, is changing the way that you do things day to day. And that could be your routine when you get up in the morning. Are you getting up in enough time so you're not rushing out of the house and getting frustrated and anxious, okay? Do you wake up with already a good vibe? That's very important for you to understand, is that the vibe is so important when you first wake up in the morning. You don't want to grab your phone. You want to be able to do some breathing, calm yourself, feel joyful because you're up. You have another day of doing whatever it is you are here to do. See what I'm saying? Changing your routine, being more grateful throughout the course of your morning. Your morning vibe basically sets the day vibe, okay? So if you get out of bed and you stub your toe, it all goes downhill from there. Unless you laugh it off. You know, it's hard to laugh off a stubbed toe, though, but you see what I'm saying? It's about being present, all right? That this new moon can give you the opportunity, this energy gives you the opportunity to make that happen, all right? Also, diet and exercise. Maybe you're scrolling too much. Maybe you're not watching what you're eating. You have to watch what you eat. And I was one of those people. I still am. I'm not cured of that. You know what I mean? I think I will to the day I die. I'm a foodie. You know what I mean? And I've been overweight most of my adult life, most of my whole life, you know, until recently, well, before the car accident. But now that I've recuperated and getting back on this track, being very aware of what I'm taking in, you have to understand that you just don't eat. You eat to fuel your body and nourish it, and to heal it. So we could go on about that. It's about just getting some more steps into your routine. It's cutting the fat out of your routine and getting the motivation to do it. It's getting down to business. So if you're feeling under the weather, take care of yourself. Get some vitamin D, UVA, UVB light, the sun, if you're able to do that. If you can't, hop in a tanning bed for a few minutes. Don't wear sunscreen, okay? Maybe it's red light. resetting your circadian rhythm. It's doing something that better improves your daily life. That's what this new moon is giving you the potential to do, okay? So enough about that. Now on the next day, the sun moves into Sagittarius. So Scorpio can be intense. There's no doubt about it. Now we're moving into Sagittarius, and it's a little bit more, we start to have a little bit more of a better time. We're not taking things so serious. Now we're kind of opening up to things. That's what Sagittarius does. And Sagittarius is a good time to an extent, okay? But also we go right into our waxing crescent phase. And this is about growth, building momentum and taking action on those intentions or whatever it is that you are working with, okay? So the moon through this midweek reset starts with Scorpio, okay, for this new moon. And then the next day, the sun moves into Sagittarius, and the moon also moves into Sagittarius around the same time. So again, the mood lifts towards the end of the week. And then it gets serious with the moon moving into Capricorn around Sunday, Monday. And then the moon moves swiftly out of Capricorn into Aquarius. So again, we're moving through this intense, all right, having a good time, and then it's back to work, doing a new routine that you weren't doing the prior week. Okay, you follow me on that? All right, so that's going to do it for the tarot. Let's go over to the tarot table and get our angel numbers for this week. Can I put those there? I can. Of course you can, Jeff. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Aries, let's get your angel numbers for this week and see what we have for you. Interesting. And it's really interesting. Refocus with 666. And where's that new moon? You guess it, your sixth house. So it's about refocus to find balance between your material and spiritual aspects of life. Stop putting too much emphasis on material things. Okay, so we might be worried about money or things of that nature. You know what I mean? It's time to refocus and find balance in what we're striving for. You follow me on that? All right, very good. So 666 is not, the devil's number. That's been co-opted. What that really is a need to refocus and balance. Okay? It's putting harmony back into your life. Okay? So, let's get a message from your guides for this week. This is from the Energy Oracle deck. I like using this deck. 23 with all tied up. Again, having us refocus. Okay, let's look at number 23. Let's see what that says. 23 for you, Aries. All right, lack of motion or sense of personal freedom. Okay, again, we're putting our refocus on lack of motion. Again, this new moon gives you the potential to refocus and also not feeling all tied up, but moving, because there's a lack of motion here, all right? This card shows a woman tied up with vines around her wrists and body and arms. And it represents a situation in your life where things seem to be severely stuck. A major drama may be going on around you, stopping you from moving forward. Or it may be that some technicalities are blocking your way. It is Mercury retrograde. Perhaps you're waiting for a contract to be signed or an agreement to be made. Whatever is holding things up, the restrictions may be feeling quite oppressive at this time. If this isn't technically the case for you, what's tying you up is your own personal stuff. Look at your life and see how you can be your own jailer. Are you tying yourself up in some emotional angst or in a negative habit that you refuse to deal with? If so, it's time to cut the vines and make some serious changes now. You needn't live in your self-imposed jail any longer. Wow. So this new moon energy is really having you refocus and getting yourself unstuck in this energy. Personal, professional, whatever it is. All right? Wow. All right, Aries, let's get your shadow work for this midweek reset. And it's authentic self. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. Yes. So, and this is typical Aries energy, is be your unique self. Really accentuate your own individuality. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what you're tied up in. Everybody else's expectations and what they expect of you, you know, that could be. So just be aware of that, Aries. Wow. Interesting. Wonderful reading. I'm telling you, I could really make my life a lot easier and just do this. I think that would be more than enough for everybody, you know? Just this quick answer with the astrology and 3, you know, different decks. I mean, but, you know, that's not the way we roll here. We love it. All right, so let's get the vibe for this midweek reset. And we've got the Knight of Wands, the Emperor reversed, and the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, yeah, you saw me. You saw me do something different here. Again, this is the way I was prompted to do it this week, this midweek reset. So let me know in the comments how you like it. So what we have here is right in the middle. We're feeling frustrated because we feel like our power has been taken away. We feel powerless to our routine. Again, all tied up, okay? Not stepping into our authentic self. And the Emperor is you. I mean, that's you, Aries. That represents you right there. But you're not taking action. Again, this is about movement. So what we need to do is get our emotions back. The Knight of Wands brings in an opportunity for you to get your passion back, to really start enjoying life. I think right now it's been a little heavy, and now you can really start to enjoy yourself starting with this week. But it's about taking action and taking your power back. You're not stuck, all right? The 8 of Pentacles is putting in the work, maybe learning a new skill here. Maybe that's the thing. You've gotten bored with the routine. It's time to change it up. All right? Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so let's get some oracles. And that's just one with the base chakra. So for this midweek reset, again, the red here, there's a lot of red. There's motivation. This is about safety, survival. Okay? Are you in survival mode or are you ready for thriving mode? Again, it's a refocus for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some more oracles to add some more insight into what is going on for you for this reset. Yeah, look, the Emperor is out again, taking the lead. Making that move. That's what it's all about. Look at that. And it's about, you know, security, daydreams and decisions. Yeah, there's something here, Aries, for some of you about maybe revisiting something like a past like hobby or something that you do that you can reinvent here. And the Ace of Cups. Self-care is important for you this week, but it can also mean a relationship coming in. You know, once you free yourself, well, there we are. You know what I mean? We're no longer in this all tied up energy. Okay, so let's look at love. Let's see what's going on here. We got the Hermit and the Strength card. So go within. You're strong enough to get whatever is going on here. You know, putting in the work, making moves. This is a big deal. With 2 Emperors out like that, you know the moves you have to make. And what you need to do. And you're strong enough for it, Aries. You really are. Yep, I guess that's it. Okay. Yeah, it's an end. Oh, wow. The Hangman and the 10 of Swords here is a clear indication that we need to get out of this stuck mentality, especially with our relationships. And another thing is that it's time to get out of hermit mode and time to put yourself out there. Okay? You heard it here first. I'm telling you. Boy, Aries, it seems like you're making a lot of excuses of why you can't do the things you know you need to do. So let's get some messages of love and see what's going on. Healing. Old wounds and childhood issues need revisiting. All right. So that Ace of Cups shows that we need to incorporate some healing for this week. That's great. Again, that may lift the burden on your daily life. Again, this reading is very, very message clear. You know what I mean? And new love with that Ace of Cups. Absolutely. A new love or recommitment to love is developing. So Aries, single Aries, no more hermit mode. It's time to put yourself out there. It's time to reap the benefits. I hope that is going to work for you. Another thing is for coupled Aries that are having trouble and feeling like they're stuck in a relationship. I think you're going to acquire the tools now, if you haven't already, to get the motivation and the ambition and the power to let this go. All right, you heard it here first. Okay, so let's switch over to what's the vibe. And see what we have for you. Ooh. And it's clingy. Old exes, dead relationships, old ways. All right. Again, letting some of this go, letting go of our old ways. Again, we could be letting this go about our relationships and all of that. You understand what I'm saying here? Be aware of what's going on. All right. There is an energy of a second chance kind of thing coming up, so you never know, Aries. Interesting. Oh boy. Use your discretion. Use that inner wisdom. All right, let's get a closing message for you for this midweek reset. And it's prayer. Prayer is a dialogue with the universe. Express your wishes. Tell the universe what you want. If you're feeling stuck, say, all right, I'm ready to open up to new perspectives so I am not stuck in this situation. And you watch what happens. But for some of you, a new love, a new way of looking at things. It's you empowering yourself. You have to take action this week. Okay, so make sure that you do. All right, Aries, that is going to do it for this midweek reset. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget that I have the freaking weekend coming up Fridays at 10 a.m. for you on Fridays to give you the vibe for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday too. And we're going live Thursday at 7 p.m. We're doing new moon readings. So let's learn more about what's going on. We're going to get the new moon vibes. All right, Aries, thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and I will see you Thursday. All right, Taurus, welcome. This is your midweek reset for November 19th to the 25th. So let's get to it. We're going to talk about the astrological weather first, and then we're going to hit the tarot. So let's get to it. Wow. This week, we have a new moon setting off the midweek reset right away. And this new moon is happening in Scorpio, a fellow fixed sign. Now, the new moon is about potential. The new moon has no light. It's dark. It's like the seed that's just being planted. Hasn't germinated yet. We can't really see what this seed is, but we know it has some kind of potential to grow. That's the way I want you to grasp this new moon in Scorpio now, is to set your intentions. There's potential here. And of course, it is about new beginnings. Some people can fight me on that, not really fight me on it, but, everyone's got an opinion, just like an asshole. You know what I mean? And this new moon is happening in your 7th house. And this is all about relationships and the relationship you have with the world outside of you, your public image, how you look at giving yourself to other people and also giving back to yourself, because the 7th is opposite the 1st house in astrology. So we've got this give and take. Do you give more? Do you expect more? Are your relationships transactional? A lot of Tauruses kind of think that way, No judgment. I'm just saying. This gives you a new opportunity for a deep look into your relationships and how you can transform them. Powerful new moon for you. Really. Okay? And on the next day, the 21st, the sun moves into Sagittarius. So this is kind of almost like a sigh of relief. It moves into a fire sign. We're moving out of a water sign into a fire sign. So the energy picks up. We kind of feel lighthearted. So Sag season, finally. Scorpio is kind of like that. It starts around Halloween, kind of ushers in Halloween. And then we've got this energy of, that's the way I can describe it, okay? Now, the moon through the signs, we're starting this midweek reset with Scorpio, of course, and then it's going to move into Sagittarius, kind of boosting that fun-loving, kind of looking at things differently, kind of perspectives, and getting a second chance at something also. And then the moon moves right back into Capricorn, a more serious earth energy, back to work, let's go. And we finish it out with the moon in Aquarius. So things could pop off on Monday or Tuesday. All right. So that is all the astrology for this midweek reset. Let's go to the tarot table and get... Oh, and don't forget, we're also going through the waxing crescent phase on the 21st also, because we've had the new moon. Now it's starting to gain light. So now it's about momentum, growth, and taking action. Very good. Forgot to tell you that. All right, now, Taurus, let's get your angel numbers for this midweek reset. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. There we go. Enthusiasm. Yeah, this is exactly what we were talking about for you with 343. Approach life with an optimistic attitude, even in the face of challenges. Be excited about the opportunities that lie ahead, to embrace them with open arms. So again, you are opening up, enthusiastic. This new moon is kind of like a reset for you. You're enthusiastic about a lot. Good. Let it be that way. Usher that in with 343. All right, let's get a message from your guides and see what they have for you, Taurus, for this midweek reset. Ooh, I like this. Number 48, Angel of Balance. Love that. I love that new moon right there. Also, pay attention, Angel of Balance. Let's read on it. Let's read about it. Let's read about it, Taurus. Let's do it. All right, so this is all about being centered and self-honoring in your choices. This loving presence holds a pitcher of liquid light in front of the pyramids, reminding you that a strong destiny relies on a solid foundation of personal balance and emotional equanimity. Yeah. Although things may have been out of sync in the past, this card is telling you that a great equilibrium is now coming into your life, Taurus. Remain conscious about how you are balancing your goals and your physical and emotional energy as well. Whenever you feel yourself getting off center or losing focus, call upon this beautiful angel and bring her intention into your heart center. Your intuition will lead you in the right direction, and the angel will guide you to a peaceful and centered approach. So this is about surrendering. Instead of looking at imbalance, start looking at balance in your life. Where you put your focus determines your reality, and this is a big message for you. And what we're doing is that enthusiasm can also bring in the balance for you as well. So let's go ahead and look at your shadow work. And see what we have here. All right, divine juggling. Yeah, look at that. Angel of balance. Master different aspects of yourself, both light and dark. This is about you making progress and finding that inner harmony. How? You get enthusiastic. You dream big. You focus on balance. Love that. All right. Let's get the message for the week for you. And see what we have. Spirit has guided me to do the beginning of the reading differently than I normally do. So you may be shocked by it, but it's not really a shocker. It's all for you. First card is the Knight of Wands reversed, the Eight of Wands, and the Sun reversed. Okay, so what this message for you this week is very, very clear here. There's a frustration. I think you're too mired in the past, and I think you're too worried about the future, where we should be taking action now. There's going to be some messages coming in, I believe, Taurus, that's going to kind of take that cloudy sky away. Something has dimmed your light. Something has taken away your spark. It could be yourself. Lack of enthusiasm and trying to balance and juggle things in your life. And again, there's this focus on relationships with this new moon and the intensity of them. So now what it's time to do is, I really feel that some of you have to let go of the past and stop. It's almost like you're persecuting yourself. Would that be safe to say? That you're kind of like in this self-imposed purgatory, and it dims your light. Again, Eight of Wands is always about communication, things moving, picking up speed here. So let's get out of the past. Let's move forward. Let's get enthusiastic, and let's find balance and get our light back. This is another thing is, this is about getting our shine back to ourselves. And you can absolutely do it this week. Okay, so let's get an oracle or two or three. Absolutely. Yes, awareness. So be aware. Where are you putting your focus? The only thing that you should be focused right now is right now, the present. And if you let's look at this as past, present, future. That's the way I actually put these cards out. And if you've been watching my readings, you'll understand that, of course. But if you didn't understand it, now you do. But past, present, and future, the only thing that matters is the present. What you're feeling and what you're doing right now. You can't change the past, and you can't predict the future. We try, and we can get the vibe, but it's up to us individually in order to make that future happen. Stop putting expectations in the future. I'll be happy when. You be happy now, okay? So be aware of that. The magician is saying you create your reality. Sacral. Yeah, your joy, you have let life rob you of your joy, and life hasn't really robbed you of your joy. This experience you're currently having has allowed you to rob yourself of your joy. It's time to get that back, all right? And it could be with a childhood issue also. Sacral is always about joy. It's the pleasure principle, but it's always about, childhood stuff. And material and spiritual prosperity. Yeah, so as the week kind of unfolds here, you kind of get back into your rhythm because you're getting excited instead of frantic about the unknown and what's going to happen. You follow me on that? Okay. Let me know in the comments, Taurus, of course. Okay, let's get some more oracles. Oop, there they are right there. Boom. Yeah. It's win or lose this week. What are you going to choose? Perfect. Yeah, choose your battles. So again, the Seven of Swords. That's actually the Seven of Wands. So it's standing up for yourself too. It's not letting anybody dim your shine, including yourself. All right? Interesting. Now, let's look at relationships, because that new moon is about relationships. And we'll be talking more about that in this Thursday's live. So make sure that you check that out. 7 p.m. We're going to be doing the new moon vibe. And, I like that. Queen of Cups, the Two of Cups. Wow. Nurturing a relationship. Again, this is what this new moon gives you potential. Hell yeah. Absolutely. Trust your intuition when making these decisions about relationships also. This is nurturing energy that really has this come together, and the Ten of Pentacles is beautiful. That's a long, stable, steady relationship there. Something that Tauruses long for. So you could be opening up to partnerships that will do that instead of letting yourself down about the imbalance that you've experienced with partnerships before. See what I'm saying? Okay, let's get messages of love. Wow. Now that Two of Cups, man, that's some good stuff. So maybe, you know, maybe you're trying to get the relationship thing right. And it just seems like just trusting yourself and putting the good vibe and energy out there is where it's at for you this midweek reset. Okay, so let's get our messages of love, and it's finances for the first one. Financial challenges are affecting this connection. All right, now that can put a damper on a Taurus's party like a rainstorm in July. You know, there's no cover and you didn't plan for it. Finances are what makes a Taurus feel good. Okay, so watch your finances this week. You know what I mean? Maybe you're coming together. I see like an investment, because the Two of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles is an investment of some sort. So it's choosing where you're putting your focus and making it happen. All right. But this week you also need patience. Everything will unfold in divine timing. And that's the other thing. There's no rush. So allow this to unfold. We don't need to press. That puts us out of balance. You follow me? Okay. Let's get what's the vibe. So yeah, there could be like a financial partnership happening here, something of that nature. All right, let's see what's the vibe is, and it's narcissist. Egotistical, opportunist, and fragile. So again, pay attention to what kind of relationships you're allowing in your life. Again, transactional, opportunist, you know, maybe you're dealing with that kind of energy. Be aware of it. Maybe that's the energy that's put you out of balance and you're kind of letting that go. Or maybe this happened in the past and you're finally able to let it go. You know, everybody, it takes a long time sometimes it takes a while for people to get over the things that they feel they did. And, you know, you can be laden with guilt for no reason, Taurus, you know, so now it's time to reassess that. Okay, your relationships with others and yourself. So let's get a closing message for you. But don't let anything dim your shine. Be aware, are you dimming your shine? You know, because of finances. You are rich. You are worthy. Okay? Actually, these both want to come out. Okay, so the first closing message is bravery. Face the unknown with bravery. Trust your steps. Okay. So some of you Tauruses could be on the precipice of something big here. Don't you just love these cards? I love the way they look. I absolutely love the way they look. And for this week, joy. Absolutely. Enthusiasm, joy. You understand the message here. Joy is the dance of the soul. Enjoy every moment. Again, having you focus on this moment right now is important and imperative to what you plan, what you lay out for in your future. So there's a huge focus on relationships, the balance of all of that, taking action and hitting it hard this week, Taurus. So that's beautiful. That is going to do it for this week. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, we're getting the new moon vibes on Thursday at 7 p.m. We're going live, and we're going to do a nice meditation to open us up to our potentials with this new moon. Fantastic. Love it. All right. And freaking weekend. Fridays, 10 a.m. That gives you the vibe for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I got you covered there too. And if you would like a personal reading with me, start booking them now. They're filling up, folks, and I'm adding more hours as this goes on. But thank you so much. I mean, wow. Because if you like these general readings, you're going to love a personal reading. So book that before the holidays, okay? All right, everybody. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you Gemini, welcome to your Midweek Reset Tarot reading. This is going to be for November 19th all the way to the 25th. So let's get to it. You know how we do. We do astrology, cosmic weather first, and then we go ahead and hit the tarot. So let's get to it. Welcome, Gemini. I love you all. Let's see what's going on. First of all, we have a new moon on the 20th. Yes. And it's a time for the potential and setting our intentions for new beginnings. Beautiful energy, and it's in Scorpio. And this is going to be happening in your 8th house. This is a perfect time for you to open up to spirituality of all kind, metaphysical stuffs of all kind, astrology, tarot, anything like that. Why? Because we're looking for answers, and the Scorpio New Moon gives you the chance to find them and to become more spiritual. The next day, and we'll talk more about that new moon as we progress. We're going to be doing Thursday Live is actually going to be a new moon series. We're getting the new moon vibe for you. We're going to talk a little bit more extensively about that. And we're going to do a new moon meditation also. Perfect for this time of week, okay? So with this 8th house, this is all about healing. It can incorporate a lot of things, Gemini, and maybe that's what you're going through this week. But my main theme for the 8th house is healing, using some kind of metaphysical approach, okay? So focus on your healing. It could also be focusing on dialing down your debt. For some reason, my nose itches all of a sudden. Doesn't that mean I'm going to kiss a fool? All right, so after this new moon, on the next day, we're having that waxing crescent phase. So this is when we start to focus on growth, building that momentum and taking action. On the new moon, we kind of take it easy. You know what I mean? We contemplate. We open up. The seeds of potentials, okay? The moon through the signs, this midweek reset is starting with Scorpio. The moon's going to travel through 4 signs for this reset. And we start in Scorpio with the new moon, and then we gather energy in Sagittarius. The sun is also moving into Sagittarius on the 21st. So there's this enthusiasm. There's this fun instead of this seriousness. You know what I mean? So that'll make you kind of go, Sagittarius is the opposite sign of you. So we may be struggling there. This is a time to heal that energy. But the moon is going to be in Sagittarius for the weekend, so that's going to be a very good weekend. And of course, we got the freaking weekend posted on Friday morning to give you the vibe for that. And then it's right back to work with Capricorn, moon in Capricorn, and then we finish the week, midweek reset out with Tuesday with Aquarius. Jesus. All right, that is going to do it for the astrology. So we've got potential this week. Take advantage of it. Let's go to the tarot table and get our angel numbers. Thank you so much for being here, Gemini. Let's hit that like, hit that subscribe, drop a comment, even if it's just emojis, do it. The algorithm loves it, and so do I. All right, Gemini, for many of you, this midweek reset is all about starting over with 210. You are presented with the opportunity for a fresh start and new beginnings. Release regrets and embrace the present moment with openness and optimism. All right. Okay. That's good. That's really good. Starting over. Maybe. Hey, you never know. This retrograde period can really put that energy out there to start over, So let's get a message from our guides from the Energy Oracle deck. I like using this deck once in a while. I like switching them up, definitely. Because I got a lot of decks, so. Come here. Ooh, oof, I love this. This is right up my alley. Number 50, Angel of Strength. Wow. That's got a Leo vibe to it. Let's read up, shall we? All right. All right, personal power and inner strength. This amazing angel brings the news that this is a time of increasing power for you. It's not the time to be passive or submissive, but to speak your truth and take action on your own behalf. You are capable of taking greater control and directing your own destiny, for the power that comes from within reaches out to the universe and beyond. Inner strength and unlimited resourcefulness flow through you at this time, helping you to create real results. Call upon this wonderful angel and on your own inner resourcefulness, to bring you the focus and resolve to do what's necessary in order to make your dreams a reality. So this is about making things happen here. You know what I mean? And taking control and directing your power with your inner strength. Wow. So doubling down on that inner strength. Isn't that great? Let's get our shadow work. Let's see, Gemini. What do we have? Which one? This one, stubborn. All right. It can denote perseverance, but it also may hinder your progress. So be flexible this week. You're innately a flexible sign, but this is about growth. You may be stubborn. You know what I mean? And you may feel like you have to start over with this. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? You've got an opportunity to do it, and the energy it works for you in your favor for this. And that's fantastic. So let's get your vibe this week. And you can see that I'm doing this differently, but Spirit wanted me to start the reading off differently than I normally do. So the Death Rebirth card reversed, the Three of Wands reversed, and the Two of Cups. Okay, so this energy looks like it's frustrating for you because whatever it is that you're waiting for isn't exactly aligning. And I think it's because you're being stubborn, to tell you the truth. So be flexible in this. The Three of Wands always denotes you're waiting for something. No more waiting. And you could be starting over with a new relationship here. That could be professional, personal, whatever. But there's definitely a frustration here. And you want to, again, it's okay to start over. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of you, you're not looking at this as a fresh start. You got to be really optimistic about this. I want you to get out of the waiting. Waiting shows lack. Waiting says, I don't have it. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So let's reinforce this with our two oracle decks. The first deck is going to give us one. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. And it's deception and envy. Okay. So again, we could be dealing with this. It could be self-deception. I feel it's self-deception. Again, putting you in a stubborn attitude here. Again, lifting the veil up. I don't want you to feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Let's move on, okay? So, let's get some more oracles to see exactly what's going on here. Yeah, feeling alone. And you know what? A lot of you single Geminis could be looking at other relationships and going, man, where's mine? Again, that sense of that impatient waiting has got to go. Because I'm going to tell you something, folks. I'm going to tell you. Love, the Lovers card. We have the Two of Cups and the Lovers. So there's a relationship that needs some healing here. You may be having a relationship that is starting over. And you know what? I approve. I think it will actually work out in your favor. You have to be strong enough to want to start over and not be stubborn and dig your heels into something that you know no longer works. Okay? So let's get relationships. I'm very interested to see what's going on here. Okay. Wow, Jesus is Lord. All right, so 9 of Wands. Let down the wall, the deception, whatever it is. Queen of Swords, speak your truth. Maybe you got something to say. Maybe someone is coming to you. Ace of Cups is an offer here. I mean, that's, oh my God. Ace of Cups, the Two of Cups, the Lovers. What's going on? Wow. Wow. All right, let's get some messages of love. Let's see what else is going on here. I mean, this is crazy. Yeah. Apology. Apology. You can expect the apology you want to hear. All right. Again, the Queen of Swords, somebody coming through. Maybe this is a chance to start over. Wow, this is interesting, Gemini. Very interesting. And self-care. Clear your energy field and focus on yourself before acting. That is paramount with the Ace of Cups to the 2 to the Lovers. That's what you have to do first. So don't deceive yourself that it's the other person. It's you. Okay? I'm just saying it now. Okay? Let's get what's the vibe. Okay. All right, family. Blood ties, inner circle. So this could be a focus. Maybe you're starting over with some family stuff. Maybe you're no longer being left out and now you are in it, and maybe they're apologizing. You know, the holidays are coming up, so this kind of aligns with that energy. Very interesting. Now, let's see. Let's get a closing message for you. Two of them. And the first one is intuition. Listen to your intuition. It never lies. Really focus on that, okay? Especially to what's going on here. And gratitude. Focus on that this week. Be grateful for every moment. Keep a heart of gratitude. This is a great, empowering, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, fuck yeah, Gemini, you're finally doing it. And it works. You have to put in the work. So don't get frustrated with it. Don't put up your walls. You got to, you know, there's a strong energy of digging your heels when you need to change, and that's not it. But for a lot of you, there is some healing happening here along with this new moon and a new love. You heard it here first. All right, Gemini, that is going to do it for this week. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, going live Thursday, 7 p.m. We're going to talk more about this new moon, and we're going to also do a meditation to reset our energy. Fuck yeah. And don't forget to watch the freaking weekend posted 10 a.m.s on Friday to give you the vibe for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Going to be a very good family-friendly weekend. All right. And if you would like a personal reading with me, click the link in the description and it'll bring you to my booking page in person or online. I got you covered. All right, Gemini, I love you all, and I will talk to you when I see you. Have a great week. Cancer, welcome. It's your midweek reset. This is for November 19th all the way to the 25th. You know how we do. We get the cosmic vibe, the astrology first, and then we go ahead and we get to the tarot. So let's talk about what's going on for this reset energy. This is a new moon in Scorpio, fellow water sign. So this can hit hard, and it's with the 9th house. So this gives you a new opportunity. With the new moon, there's opportunities, there's potentials here. Whoop it, I can't grab the cards. There's potentials here. Set your intentions. We don't want to necessarily start things on the new moon, but we gestate, we think about these things, and it's Scorpio, it's intense. It could get down to the bottom of things, and it's happening in your 9th house of maybe thinking about going back to school, maybe thinking about really getting in tune with your emotions, you know, something of that nature. Sorry, I'm just like fixing the set. All right, there we go. And again, you've got a new opportunity to really think big. The 9th house is ruled by Sagittarius, and we are coming into Sagittarius energy. So with that being said, this is a perfect time for you to kind of broaden your horizons. It's time to change the way that you think about things, the way that you see the world. You know, it's also a very good time to open up to spirituality and religion and faith. Okay? So excellent time for that. We'll talk more about the new moon. We're going to be doing our Thursday live all about the new moon vibes. We're going to do a new moon meditation, and we're also going to do a tarot read for all the elements. We're going to do a elemental tarot reading for that new moon vibe. Okay? So make sure you tune in for that. So, the November 21st, the sun moves into Sagittarius again. So there's a Sagittarian energy here. It actually is a feel-good kind of, because the water signs have got us deep in our feels, deep in our emotions. So now that the energy is shifting into Sagittarius, this adds some fire to that water. It kind of boils that water also. You know what I mean? So be aware of that. Now, the moon is going to be traveling through the midweek reset, starting with Scorpio. And then the moon is going to join the sun, of course, this weekend. So this weekend could be very, very fun. Going out and doing things, definitely. Make it an adventure. Sagittarius is all about adventure. So make that an adventure for you and for yourself and all of that. And then as we start the week, Sunday, it's all about the Capricorn getting back down to business, feet on the ground. Okay, you had your good time. Now it's time to get back to work. And Aquarius finishes it out on Tuesday, bringing us into this epiphany kind of stage. Like, oh, okay, now with a little bit of fun, I got to see things differently. I can see clearly now. And we're also in a waxing crescent phase. So this is about gathering momentum, taking action, and fostering growth. Okay? So, not bad energy, man. It's about really doubling down on your faith. That's a big one for this new moon. All right, let's go over to the tarot table and get our angel numbers for you, Cancer. Thank you so much for being here. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Let's move the mic in front of your face. There you go. And let's see. What do we have for you, Cancer? Harmony. Absolutely. So focus on that this week with 1-2-1. Embrace harmony in your life. Seek balance between your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Again, this is a very great time and potential to get into harmony with your spiritual self. It needs that, all sides of you, body, mind, and spirit. It's the trifecta. They need to work together. And I think you're really going to be focusing this midweek energy on finding that harmony and embracing it. All right, very good. Let's get a message from your guides. This is from the Energy Oracle. Oh, I just blew out that candle. No problem. See, good vibes, everybody. Good vibes. Keep your head above water. Good vibes. Ain't we lucky we got 'em? Dun, 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 dun. Good vibes. Good vibes. I don't know. It just reminded me of good times. All right, number 6. Again, more harmony and balance coming into your life. This is also contract. So maybe we got some legal things going on. Let's take a look. Let's see what this could entail for you this midweek reset. Partnerships, legal commitments. This card shows a contract in the background ready to be signed, indicating a committed connection of some sort. This union may be a business deal, the sale of a home, a new job, or even a commitment in marriage. All right. All 9th house stuff, by the way. Whatever the connection, this card is more than a casual agreement. It's usually something that requires a document that's binding, like prenup or something, at least for the time being. The scales of justice also indicate that if a legal action is underway, it is likely to turn out in your favor. This card shines a light on potential new opportunities, so remain aware and receptive to what may be coming your way. All right, Cancer. Agreements of some sort. Okay? Oh my God, I just blew out that candle again. All right, guess what? We're not going to light it. Okay. That's the universe telling me. Let's get our shadow work for you, Cancer. Which one? Both. Uh-oh. Arrogance. Not seeing flaws hinders growth. No limits to learn and improve. Humility, awareness, and growth. Yeah, this is exactly what we were talking about with that 9th house energy. So don't be arrogant. There's a lot here you could learn, and that's got you out of harmony. That's got you out of balance, is your arrogance, thinking you've got it all figured out. And that's okay. We all go through it. Okay? Relentless craving. Addiction is a prison disguised as freedom. Consumed, eroding, and habits. Yeah, so, wow, there's something here that you really need to work on that's got you out of harmony. And it's time for you to do that this week. Okay? Wow. All right, let's get the vibe for you, Cancer. Off to a start here that shows us clearly what we need to work on. You know, we may be addicted to, I don't know. It could be a plethora of things, you know what I mean? So, Cancer, be aware of that. And it's hard. You know, anything that we're addicted to is hard. Food, you know, booze, drugs, whatever it is. Screen time, opinions, point of views, and that's what you need to work on for this midweek reset. All right. 5 of Cups. Yeah, I'm doing this differently. Spirit said to do the beginning differently. And I got to listen. You know how that works. Okay, so here we go. We've got the 5 of Cups. We're wasting our energy on our arrogance, on our cravings. We think we've got this, and it doesn't, okay? The 2 of Wands is what we need to focus on this midweek reset, and that is making plans, traveling. 9th house also has to do with traveling, so you may be making plans to travel. In the outcome, the 6 of Pentacles reversed is showing that's the disharmony, is that there isn't a reciprocating energy being presented here, and that's a problem. So we need to only put our attention and focus into things that pay off and not waste our time on things that don't. That's the clear message for you for this week. Wow. And don't be arrogant to think that, well, if I give more, then they'll see. It's exhausted itself. Okay? That's for some of you. Now, let's get our oracles. Interesting. Wouldn't you agree? Very interesting. Very interesting. All right. Yeah. Transform. And again, the World card, that's travel. So maybe putting yourself out there, transforming can transform you. Some travel will transform you in some way. Getting out of this, maybe breaking out of your safety zone. Again, it's transforming the stagnant energy, you know? All right. Let's get some more oracles. That's what we're going to do. Ooh. Only one? Okay. Yeah, the 4 of Cups. Do not turn your back on an opportunity here. I like that new moon symbolism also. So there's an opportunity here that you need to take care of. Wow, this is really good. This is showing you the simple steps to get back into harmony. And you can achieve that. That is fantastic. So let's elaborate. Let's look at love. Let's look at love for you, Cancer. Let's see what's going on for you. What else do we have? Is that it? Yep. All right. Yeah, holding back, stuck. Yep, holding back in love. I don't know, something going on there, but I like this. The Ace of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. These are new opportunities coming to you. See, you are also turning your back on an opportunity here to actually have that harmony, but your arrogance is keeping you from doing it. And that's the fucking truth. And Three of Pentacles, working with other people, recognition and reward. Again, maybe some of you have been doing this work and now it pays off for you. You know what I'm saying? But there could be some opportunities here with a relationship that you're just refusing to see. But if you open yourself up to the opportunity, it presents itself. Follow me there? Okay, good. Do you follow me there, Cancer? I don't know what is with the singing with every other sentence. You know what I mean? I just don't know. Maybe it's insecurity. I don't think it's insecurity. I don't think so. I don't really think so. All right, so we've got regret. Someone feels remorse for the way that they treated you. Again, don't turn your back on the opportunity for that. Maybe you feel remorse for the way that you treated somebody else. Again, the roles can be reversed here. And new love. A new love or recommitment to love is developing. And if it's one thing I know for sure, is that this energy is definitely something about coming around again. We have Mercury retrograde. We have Jupiter retrograde. So this again is going back to the drawing board, getting a second chance at something here. All right. So let's get what's the vibe and see. I got to stop smacking those cards on the table. That's it's got to suck if you're wearing headphones. A lot of people, though, watch me on their TV, and I think that's cool. All right, so Cancer. Got to move the mic every time. Chaos, upheaval, disaster, downfall. All right, so be aware of this. Stop focusing on chaos. That's putting you out of harmony, out of sync, okay? So what we want to do, masculine energy. So this is authority, discipline, and father figure. So again, this is about disciplining yourself. This is about not going there. You could be dealing with some male energy, male toxicity, whatever that is. You know what I mean? Toxic is toxic, whatever that is. You could be dealing with some daddy issues, whatever that may be. Stop focusing on the chaos and focus on harmony. Okay? Let's get your closing message for you. So again, don't waste your energy and turn your back on opportunities here. You know, you've got a clear indication that you can get out of this. All right? And it's about wisdom this week. Wisdom comes from experience and reflection. You know, it's the arrogant person that says, I know a lot. I've got it all figured out. Nobody's got it all figured out. Challenge me. If you got it all figured out, I'll even put you on the channel. Let's hear how you figured it all out. Everyone's figuring out as we go. Cancer, don't be stuck in that mindset like you've got nothing else to learn. You know, this is the way the world works and that's it. There's always three sides to a story: mine, yours, and the truth. And maybe that's what you need to open up to this week. Okay? All right, Cancer, that is going to do it for this week. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, I'm going live Thursday. We're going to go over this whole new moon business, and we're going to do a meditation also to recalibrate and open ourselves up, of course. And don't forget, the freaking weekend is posted 10 a.m. on Fridays to give you the vibe for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And if you like this general reading, you're going to love a personal reading with me. Trust me, in person or online. I got extended hours. Get it before the holidays come because, you know, it gets busy around this time. It already has. As I'm recording readings, I'm also doing appointments in between them today. So it's been crazy. And thank you so much for the support. I love doing this for you. Cancer, have yourself a great week. It's a time for new beginnings and getting things back in balance and in harmony, and you deserve it. All right, I love you all. Thank you for watching, and I will see you Thursday. Leo, welcome. It is your midweek reset tarot reading, so let's get started. It's for November 19th all the way to the 25th. So let's talk about what's going on astrologically. Of course, that's what we do. We do the astrology first, and then we go ahead and we get to the tarot. So let's talk about the interesting things that are happening for you. And it's a new moon in Scorpio on the 20th. That's right. New moons have the potential for new beginnings. This is a good time to really start thinking about what kind of intention that you want to set for the next moon phase, which is about 28.6 days, okay? Almost a month, all right? You can get a lot done in a month, Leo. Trust me. This new moon in Scorpio is happening in your 10th house. So this is all about the outside world, opening yourself up to other people. The spotlight is on you for this new moon. Is that what you want? Of course. What Leo out there doesn't want the spotlight on them? However, the spotlight can illuminate a lot of things that maybe you're just not ready to do. But this could also be a good chance for a career, a new opportunity to get things done, especially when it comes to work. All right. Now, you could also be getting this work and home life balance finally. I can kind of relate to that as I'm coming into this midweek reset. I'm kind of feeling that. I'm liking the schedule I've set for myself for this November. I have a very tight recording schedule for the channel because you just can't do these willy-nilly. You've got to set the time aside. And I've got hours in the day set aside for doing this because I love doing this. I mean, this really isn't work for me. And I think that's what a lot of you Leos are going to do, is you're going to be opening yourself up to this intensity of this love for the world that you create, because you create it. You got to understand that. It could be showing the world your passion and what you're passionate about, like me. I really love it. I've made some changes here and there on the channel and with my center and all of that. So it's just everything works out in my favor. That's what you have to say, Leo. Okay. So the next day on the 21st, the sun moves into Sagittarius. So we're out of this very heavy, watery energy and we're into this lighthearted kind of fun energy. This kind of opens the portal to the holiday season, that holly jolly, that kind of energy. So open up to it. Be your jovial self. Show the world that beautiful smile of yours and that irresistible, you know what I mean? So make sure that you're doubling down on how goddamn beautiful you are, okay? And it's in a fellow fire sign too. So again, we're feeling that passion ignite, Now the passion is there. Now it's lit the flame for this week, okay? Now, the moon through the signs, again, are starting off the week with Scorpio, and then we move into Sagittarius. So again, this weekend could be very uplifting, could be very good, could be very busy, could be very fun. A focus on just having a good time. Life is an adventure. It's not a life sentence. Okay? Remember that. And of course, Sunday night, Monday morning, the moon moves into Capricorn, so it's right back to work. I hope you had fun because it's time to get back to work. And we close off the midweek reset with the moon being in Aquarius. So a lot of epiphanies happening over all the good fun that we allowed ourselves to have on the weekend. Okay? So very interesting. And we're going to be in a waxing phase that whole time. So this is when we focus on growth. This is when we build that momentum and we start to take action on those intentions. All right? I'm already digging the energy of this. Okay, so let's go to the tarot table and get our angel numbers to start this awesome midweek reset tarot reading. So hit that like, hit that subscribe, and let's do it. What's the... Ooh, just the one. Okay, very good. Nice try. And it's starting over with 210. Interesting. You are presented with the opportunity for a fresh start and new beginnings. Perfect. Perfect. Release regrets and embrace the present moment with openness and optimism, Leo. You know, that Scorpio season could have kind of got you down, but now it's time to get yourself back up, Leo. Dust yourself off, fix your crown. You know what I'm saying? Very good. Oh, I blew out the candle. Oh, well. Maybe I should just put the fake candle in there. And, because I've been blowing that out this whole recording session. All right, let's get our message from our guides. This is from the Energy Oracle card deck. Oh, and I'm loving this. Angel of Love with number 49. That's beautiful. Love it. All right, Angel Love. Angel of Love. Angel Love. I watch that channel. Tender connections. This beautiful angel comes with roses in her hair and rose-colored wings. She holds a rose quartz heart, radiating tender and loving vibrations, bringing you compassion and affection, Leo. If you're looking for new love, this angel brings a message of its upcoming approach. Or if you're longing for a deeper, more intimate connection with someone already in your life, she's here to say that far greater tenderness is available to you now. Either way, remember that your first intention for tenderness must be directed inward, and the compassion that you demonstrate toward yourself will influence the energetic potential of these events in a significant way. The angel of love is smiling on you and forging connections in the new energetic realm. So, wow, there are things shaping up for you, Leo. A connection in love, possibly. Maybe that's what you're opening up to with this new moon season. Okay, that's great. Let's look at our shadow work. Let's see what our shadow work's got to say. What do we need to work on? Ooh. Interesting. And it's shame and guilt. Feel them without judgment. Mistakes do not define your worth. So have some compassion and acceptance for yourself. Okay? We don't need to feel that. The angel of love is surrounding you. It's getting you a good chance to start over. This is beautiful energy already. All right, so let's get the vibe for the week. Spirit has directed me to do the beginning of the reading differently than I normally do, and I've never, ever, in all the years that I've been doing this, got that message till today. So this is how we're doing it for this midweek reset. The Five of Cups reversed, no longer wasting your energy. The King of Wands, that's you, Leo. Leo energy right there, ready for a change. Taking that torch, ready for that change. And, yeah, the Four of Wands celebrating. Beautiful. I'm loving that. I'm loving that. No longer wasting your energy. You're getting to work here. You're making the changes. The King of Wands to the Four of Wands. Yeah, absolutely. Could be opening up yourself to a new home, possibly. Maybe you're starting over with a different family or something like that. Don't feel shame or guilt. You've got this, you know? Beautiful energy. All right. Let's get some oracles. Yeah, there's only been, well, there's actually two that wants to come out. Okay. Yeah, disruption. Again, no longer focusing on disruption. Like we've had that tower moment to where we're understanding that, you know, the foundations, we're not wasting our energy now. Now it's positive movement forward. And that's exactly what this energy is for this midweek reset. You know, it has been intense, but things are moving in a different direction for you. A more positive, beautiful celebratory energy here. Okay? Good for you. Now, let's get some more. Ooh. Some more oracles, and it's these two right there that wanted to come out. Interesting. Yeah. Blossom with letting go of judgment. Again, that shame and guilt, that's causing that disruption. You're no longer wasting your energy. The Six of Cups. Somebody may be coming around again. All right, you heard it here first, but the Six of Cups is also reminiscing, about childhood. There's a strong sense of family here too, but this is also love is all around you. Embrace that. Know that. The angel of love is solidifying that. I love this reading. Let's look at relationships. Yeah. Excellent. That keeps staring at me. And I wanted to say that, that reminds me of me and my son. So maybe you're realizing that. We have the sun behind it too. So again, Leo, maybe that's what you're doing, is letting your past overshadow your shine and letting go of that shame and guilt or whatever it is, mistakes. You just let that go. You release it. All right, let's look at relationships. Oh, wow. Yeah, look at that. The 5 of Cups and the 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, we're walking away. We need to let go of our fear because the disruption has caused this. Let's pull out the 5s. We've got 3 5s here. Yeah, this is change, transformation, and a halfway point. Again, starting over. And the moon and the star, healing the uncertainty here with relationships and wishing upon a star. Wow. The past has hurt, but I think you're ready to move forward, move on. I think it's better for you. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let's get messages of love. And see what is going on here. There we go. Okay, so what do we got? We've got passion. Mike in front of you. Try something you've never done before. Yeah, again, this is not sitting in fear and doing something, changing the way that you play this game, whatever this is, okay? And balance. One person is giving too much in this relationship. Maybe that's causing the uncertainty. Maybe that needs to be healed. Maybe because of the shame and guilt that it seems like, is tied from a childhood thing. I don't know, but it's time to let that go. You're at this halfway point, Leo. You should really be excited and passionate about opening up to this new beginning, whatever it may be. Okay, so what's the vibe? And see what else we add to this. There's a lot of love with all of this. A lot of love. So we've got karmics, or how it's probably supposed to go is karma. Third parties, haters, and lesson learned. Okay, well, the haters are going to hate. Let them hate, Let them hate. What are you going to do? But things are coming around again. Again, there's a strong tendency for things coming around again. You heard it here first. Two-faced. Double life, cheater, backstabber. All right. Well, if you experience this, why have that come back up in your life? I'm talking about a significant relationship that didn't get the chance and now it does. Be aware of that. Let's get a closing message for you, Leo. Let's see. Oop, there it is. And the one thing that can make this all beneficial and beautiful for you is gratitude. Be grateful for every moment. Keep a heart of gratitude. I have been practicing that religiously for a long time, and it's paying off. So it does work. Be grateful for where you're at now, and it sets up your future for more things to be grateful for. So keep that grateful heart. Again, open up to love. You see this plainly, clearly in the messages. All you need to focus on is love and gratitude, Leo, and it will be yours. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, I'm going live for a new moon special on Thursday at 7 p.m. We're going to do a beautiful guided meditation, and then we're going to do readings. Well, we're going to do the readings and then a beautiful guided meditation, okay? So make sure you tune in for that. You can also watch the replay. Watch the other replays of past previous Thursday lives. Very interesting. I do pick-a piles. I do all that. And I also did rest of November tarot reading too. You got to check that out. I did that freaking weekend style. So make sure you check that out. Don't forget, freaking weekend, posted at 10 a.m. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the vibe for the weekend. I got you covered there too. And if you like this general reading, you're going to love a personal reading with moi, in person or online. Book yours in the link in the description. It'll take you there, and we will pick a time and we will get together and do this. All right, Leo, fix your crown. Open up to some love. You might get a second chance at something. Open up to it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great week. I love you all, and I will see you Thursday. All right, Virgo, it is your midweek reset tarot reading. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is for November 19th to the 25th. And you know how we do. We do the astrology weather first, and then we hit the tarot after. So let's get to it. We've got a big week this week. Why? Because we got two big major things happening, the moon and the sun. Those are the luminaries. They shed a lot of light on everything in our lives, emotional and our well-being, literally. So on the 20th, we have a new moon in Scorpio. Let me turn up the volume a little bit. I don't understand why this is not aligning to how it should be. Maybe we turn it up this way or we turn it down this way. Volume. Check, 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 check. There we go. Sorry, Virgo. Just had to do that. Just talk a little bit closer to it. Okay, so with that being said, this new moon is happening in Scorpio, and it is in your 11th house. So a lot of your friend group could be coming into focus right now, okay? You may be dealing with some drama with some friends. No worries at all. So what I want you to do is to open up to your hopes and dreams. I want you to open up about how you receive love. Are you open to receiving love? And what ways can you open up more to it? There's a lot of blocks or things that stop you from actually totally experiencing it. Maybe it's the way that you think about it. You know, again, Mercury, your ruler, is retrograde, so just be aware of that. So this new moon gives you an excellent opportunity to begin again, new beginnings, potentials, and starting to set your intention. We don't go ahead and start new beginnings right now. We kind of think about what we're going to do. What seed are we going to plant for this new moon? Okay. And then on the next day, on the 21st, the sun moves into Sagittarius. So we're moving out of a water energy and moving into a fire energy. So this could have the good times roll. You know what I mean? There's a lot of motivation. This is when, shopping season usually comes to a crescendo. You got Black Friday coming up, the shopping day or whatnot, Small Business Saturday, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? This kind of heralds in that time. And, Sagittarius is having a good time. It's getting together with friends and family and all of that. So it fits, like Scorpio was spooky and Sagittarius is let's get together. Let's have some turkey. So with that being said, that kind of heralds in the next phase of the moon, and it's a waxing crescent. So what that is it's about growth now. The seed has been planted. Now it's time to focus on it. It's momentum. It's taking action. Okay? We just don't sit there. We get down to it. That's when we take action. Couple days after the new moon. Usually you can tell when you want to start manifesting when you see that crescent moon in the sky, the waxing crescent. That's when you go ahead and take that action. Isn't that great how that lines up? So the moon through the midweek reset is starting on Wednesday. Of course, we've got this moon in Scorpio, intense energy with the sun. And then the moon moves into Sagittarius also for this weekend. So this weekend energy is going to be very good timing, maybe taking an adventure or doing something of that nature. And then as soon as the weekend ends, the moon's into Capricorn, back to work. Hope you had fun. Back to work, kid. And as we close off this midweek reset, the moon is in Aquarius, and that is maybe epiphanies, some changes happening. okay? Maybe of what you've put forth already. It's already showing some results, all right? So that is going to do it for the astrology. Let's go over to the tarot table and get our angel numbers to start your reading. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Virgo, I just noticed. The candles. I didn't like the candles. And you're probably like, well, last time I saw these candles, they looked like battery-operated ones. Where they? Well, they were. But today I'm vibing with the candles. Okay? All right, now we can begin. Let's get your angel numbers for this midweek reset. And there they are. Yeah, with new beginnings. Look at just aligning with that new moon with 919. Wow. You're ready to start a new chapter of your life, Virgo. Be open to meeting new people. This new moon in your 11th house actually has to do with other people. Your hopes and dreams aligning to your vibe tribe. Yeah, this is incredible energy right there. So, new beginnings with a new group of people. Interesting. All right, very good. Let's get a message from our guides for this midweek reset. This is from the Energy Oracle deck. I don't know why it took me so long to say that. All right, I was actually holding my breath for some reason. 38. Wow. 4th chakra. Archangel Raphael. That's the heart. Look at that. That's beautiful energy. Beautiful. All right. 38. Raphael. That's all about love, compassion, and self-acceptance. Raphael extends a beautiful green energy surrounding by gentle waves of pink to your heart center. This card indicates that you now have a great readiness to receive love from others. You remember, we were talking about that. Receiving and giving. The 11th house is about receiving love. The 5th house, opposite of the 11th, is giving love. Interesting. You can't make this shit up. Wow. Yes, so you have a greater readiness to receive love from others as well as from yourself. It could also indicate that a much-needed healing from a previous broken heart is taking place. Beautiful. The tender vibrations of Raphael remind you to encourage yourself with the compassionate self-talk that you desire to hear from others. Know that as you do, the light from your heart center will shine with an irresistible beauty, and the universe will send people and situations that cause your sense of love and support to grow and grow. Wow. That is a beautiful message there. Wow. I really don't know what to say. You know, you're opening your heart to others. It's a new beginning. And you should be proud of that. You should be happy of that. You should be allowing of that, receptive to it. Okay? Let's see. We've got 2 shadow cards. And the first one is self-sabotage. Procrastination, negative self-talk, and fear of failure undermine your success. So this is about overcoming this and having the resilience to do it. Okay, Virgo? Wow. Opening your heart helps with self-sabotage and soul mirrors. Others reflect your own relationship with yourself. Open heart, healing union. Virgo, pay attention to what's going on here. Other people. This is about other people. This is incredible. I mean, I've been saying it this whole time, recording these new set of readings. And I'm finding out that the messages are very similar here. Very similar. And what they're saying is, you know, like all these, just these cards right here are giving Virgo that message. Like I could end the reading right there. It seems like everybody's reading has already been done with the first 3 decks that I do. But you know, Virgo, that's not how we do things. You know I want to do more. And I just found out what the mic problem was. So let's, loud and clear now, let's get this. Okay. You may be seeing that I'm doing this differently. Yes, Spirit instructed me to do it this way. So we're starting off this reading for this midweek reset like this. First card. Wow, everyone's been getting that. The 5 of Cups reversed, no longer wasting our energy. No longer with the self-sabotage. Second card. 5 of Swords. Right now we're worrying about that. That's one thing we've got to work on, is the worrying, okay? And the third card is 2 of Swords. Yeah, this is a very heady energy right here. Again, very indecisive. And you've got, basically what you have to do is stop worrying and take the blindfold off. I mean, your mind works so much that it puts a blindfold on you and ties you up. Those crows indicate the swords, okay? So this energy is, don't waste your time worrying, make a decision. It's time to open up to it, all right? Because you're very susceptible to self-sabotage in some instances. So just be aware of that, all right? Interesting. Let's get some oracles. We're going to take 2 oracle decks. This one has been giving 1 or 2 messages. There's the one right there. Yeah. And it's decisions, movements, and choices. Yeah. You've got some decisions to make. Make them. Don't worry about if you're making the right decision. Feel your way into it. Okay? Wow. Be open to meeting new people. This has all been about other people. Others reflect your own relationship with yourself. Open heart. So it's about opening your heart. That's the healing aspect of this reading. Oh my God. Helpless and hopeless. Yeah, this is where we've been. This is a decision to make. Are you going to sit in this? This is exactly how it tells you here. Or are you going to open your heart? You see, it's in a cage there. My job is done, folks. I mean, you can't make this shit up, okay? You've got the choice to make. What are you going to do? Helpless and hopeless? Or are you going to master that and open up your heart? Archangel Raphael is here to help you do that, guys. Let's look at relationships. Is it a new beginning in a relationship? A lot of you that have been so stuck in your ways are thinking, oh, no one wants anything to do with me. Yeah, look at the 5 of Swords is clearly out here again. Let's put the 5s on the board. Look at it, and it was right on top with change, transformation, and a halfway point. I'm telling you guys, something's changing here. Oh my God, look at this. The 2 and the 3 of Swords. So indecisive about opening up to love. Virgo, what is going on here? Wow. It's time to let this go. The big message is no longer wasting your energy on this indecisiveness. It's time to let go this hurt. It's time to heal it. It's time to give others a chance also. That's a big message. Wow. 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 I'm speechless. All right, let's get messages of love. And this is all about finances. Financial challenges are affecting this connection. Okay. Yes, finances always are a problem with relationships, but do they have to be? You know what I mean? They can be worked out. It's money. Allow it to flow to you. And boundaries. Firm boundaries are needed now. Again, maybe you're paying for everything. You one of those girls that your man's behind you and you're paying for it and he's holding on to you. Well, you don't have a wallet in his pocket. You know what I'm saying, Virgo? Do better. All right, let's get what's the vibe. Oh, boy. You know what I'm saying, though? That's what's got you worried, is about money. Transform that shit. Open your heart. You're in a state of lack and it's not working. Yeah, look at that. With waves. Emotions, worry, fear. Fear is the dream killer. Fear will cut that shit off immediately. And then you're pissed off at the universe and the world because it hasn't given you what you want. But you were fearful that you were never going to get it in the first place. You know what I'm saying? Let's get a closing message for you, Virgo. Let's see what we have. Ooh. All right. Let's see. And we've got inspiration. Inspiration is everywhere. Capture your ideas. Again, let's not be closed off, Virgo. Let's not be closed off at all. Let's open up to the possibilities here. You're changing. You got to change the way that you're looking at things, and it will work out. And this week is a perfect opportunity to do that. I mean, it's all about hopes, dreams, and wishes and other people and allowing them into your life. You deserve it. All right, Virgo, thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and I will see you Thursday. Libra, all right. This is your midweek reset tarot reading, and this is going to be for November 19th all the way to November 25th. So welcome. Let's get started. You know how we do. We do the astrology, cosmic weather, and then we hit the tarot. All right. So let's talk about what is going on. We've got a new moon happening this midweek reset, and that's happening on the 20th, and it is in the sign of Scorpio. So it's highlighting your 12th house. So this is a very good time to start setting the intentions of clearing out the clutter. You know, I always say that with full moons is a release point. But you know what? When a new moon happens in Scorpio in your 12th house, that's a good indication of having the potential to come out of your shadow, number one, to do some shadow work, and also come out of your shell. A lot of you Libras are going to find that balance of really expressing yourself and being yourself. And then you have the potential, and you can also set the intention of clearing out the clutter, talking good about yourself, being passionate, and loving yourself. It's also opposite the 6th house. So that's also refining your career. It's about your mental health. It's about your health in general and how you can balance that out. Libra is always balancing it out. Maybe you put too much on your schedule. Now it's time to take some things off. You understand how that works? Okay. So the next day on the 21st, the sun moves into Sagittarius. So we're moving out of a watery energy into a fiery energy. This is kind of like a breath of fresh air. The sun in Sagittarius is being optimistic, joyful, hopeful, anything like that. So just be aware of that. Also, we are going to be then into a waxing crescent phase, and that's when we start to gain the momentum. That's when we start taking action. That's when we start focusing on the growth of these intentions that we set at the new moon. Okay. Now that's it. That's going on. So we're going to talk about the moon through the signs during the reset. Of course, we start off with Scorpio, and then like the sun, the moon is also going to be moving into Sagittarius towards the weekend. So this might be a very fun time this weekend. Maybe you're going out and visiting, doing some traveling before the holidays, something like that. Or maybe just traveling for the holiday. Okay. Now, as soon as Sunday hits, though, Capricorn moon, back to work. Hope you had a good time, because now it's time to start the week. And we finish the reset out with the moon in Aquarius. So we might have some epiphanies, some new ideas coming in. So that is the astrological weather for this reset. Let's go to the tarot table and start our reading. And we're going to do it with our angel numbers. Yes. So, Libra. There it is. Ooh, and look at that. Divine guidance with 0, 0, 0, 0.0. All right, so you're receiving guidance and protection from the universe. Trust in the divine plan for your life. Zeros are a reset, so be aware of that. Okay? Ooh. Let's put our moon phases here. All right, let's see. There we go. All right, now let's get a message from your guides, and this is from the Energy Oracle cards. I like using these from time to time. Ooh, all right. And this is the second chakra, Archangel Uriel with 36. Okay, let's see what that's all about. I'm liking that. That must be the sacral. Yes, sacral. Intimacy and creativity. The second chakra, the sacral chakra, vibrates in the energy of the beautiful angel Ariel. She sends a bright orange energy, promoting inspired creativity and greater comfort with intimacy. This card is urging you to get creative. Let yourself reach out into unexplored areas of self-expression, Libra, and new projects that may have more creative approach. This is also a time when the energies of closeness with others and nurturing yourself, you can flow more easily during this time. You can now open yourself to the emotional intimacy that may be coming your way. So nurture yourself and be ready to receive the affection and camaraderie of the resonant souls around you. Wow. So open up to this beautiful energy. This is your pleasure center. What brings you pleasure? Okay? And how you feel joy in your life. Now, let's get a shadow oracle. I gotta stop smacking those cards on the table. I don't mean to do it. All right. Yeah, this is all about making peace. So in the midst of adversity lies the path to self-discovery. So a lot of profound insights can come to you by being genuine and taking a risk. That 000 reminds me of the Fool, you know? That reminds me of the Fool card. And the number is 0 here, so you see what I'm saying? All right, let's get the vibe for you this week, Libra. Spirit wanted me to start off the reading differently than I normally do. Usually you'll see me shuffle the cards a couple times and I'll just start reshuffling them and they'll start flying out all over the place. For this week, as soon as I was ready to go, they said, you're going to do it this way. So, okay, we're going to do it this way. All right, let's begin. The Knight of Wands reversed. Okay, there's some inaction taking place here. Ace of Wands reversed. And the Knight of Swords upright. So let's talk about the action that needs to take place here this week. You are not taking action. You need to be able to do that. You need to be receptive to change. You need to be receptive to the divine guidance you're getting. And you have to get your joy back. You see how this is orange? Orange here also. But you have to reclaim that. And you don't let anybody rob you of your joy. You're making peace with yourself. That even though change is scary, it is necessary right now. And you need to act on it. The Ace of Wands is no longer refusing to change. It's time. Knight of Swords is action. We have Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords. The Knights are action, moving. Okay? And it's time to take action this midweek reset. Wow. Because you've been refusing to, or you're not sure which way to go. You just have to say, I've got this. Trust in the divine plan for your life. And it's going to take a risk, and risks can be scary. All right? Yeah. The Empress. With we don't chase things, we allow them into our lives. Again, taking action in the right way. And it pays off, recognition and reward. So right there, another 3. 2 3s right here. Growth, growth, growth. Interesting. Okay. Oh. All right. Let's see. Yeah, that kind of messed me all up. All right, let's get some more oracles. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, we need to shuffle those again. All right. We've got the base chakra. So we've got the second chakra and the first chakra. And that needs safety and security. So that's what it is. You have to build those momentum. I'm telling you, your safety and security is shaken here. You have to trust the plan. Wow, look at that. Have faith with the Hierophant. And the Emperor. Now the Emperor and the Empress is out. You need to take action. You really need to do it. You need to trust. You need to have faith. Pay attention to what's going on here. Wow. All right, let's get relationships. Whoa, that one wants to come out. Okay, anything else for relationships? Just those? Yeah, set yourself free from these that make you indecisive and defensive. Yeah. And we need to, again, this is really just, this is not making a move. You've got to make a move here, Libra. You have to. What is this? You know, release judgments from others, especially yourself. You're very indecisive. Just take the blindfold off. Let down your walls. You've built this wall around you, and now you're like, well, where's my stuff? Well, that's because you're trying to protect yourself, and now nothing can come in. Nothing. So take down the walls and put up boundaries instead, especially in your relationships. But there's you about setting yourself free in some of these, and you just got to make peace with it. You got to take a chance and just go for it. All right. Wow, that's a lot flew out, but they wanted the ones that went with that. All right, and we can do that. Because different pages, you and this person don't share the same vision. And that's okay, there's nothing wrong with that. But you have to come to terms with that. You know what I mean? If you don't have the same vision, you can't force, then who wins? Is it about winning? It shouldn't be about winning. It should be having that same vision. And if it doesn't, it's time to set yourself free from it. You open up to a relationship that is. You deserve that. Integrity. Does this situation align with your values and morals? Again, different pages on that aspect. Will this ever change? I think maybe that's what you're dealing with. That's hard stuff to deal with, you know. So let's get what's the vibe. Maybe that's the indecisiveness to take action, you know. I feel that. I really feel that for you. All right, let's get masked, hiding, concealing, deception. You got to set yourself free from that by taking action in some way, shape, or form. It's almost there's a refusal to change, and that's causing this more disruption to build here. Interesting. I don't like the way that feels unsettled. And it feels unsettled because it's pointing out a lot of shit here that you just have to trust the plan and go with it. You know, you've got to make peace with this part of yourself. Your security's shaken. There's just something going on here, you know? And only you know how to remedy that. So your closing message is universal wisdom. The universe is full of wisdom. Seek its guidance. Again, guidance. Divine guidance, universal wisdom. Open up to it. That's the way out of this weird, I don't want to say passion play. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I don't know. What I do see here is you making a decision to move. You got to. You have to. You have to move towards a more joyful life because Libra, you're out of balance and you need to align that. You deserve it. All of it. All of it. End of discussion. All right? Okay. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. That's going to do it for your midweek tarot reading. Don't forget, I'm going live Thursday at 7 p.m. and we're doing a whole new moon kind of thing. We are doing new moon readings for all the elements, plus a collective. And then we are going to do a new moon guided meditation. Those are so fun. And they're great to do them live. They really are. It's fun. It's an experience. I never thought I would be doing that, remote guided meditations. But people love it, and I love it. So join us, okay? And don't forget, the freaking weekend posted on Fridays at 10 a.m. to give you the vibe for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Every single reading complements each other. I love the layout. Let me know if you do too. And if you really like your general reading, you're going to love a personal reading in person or online. I got you covered. Click the link in the description. Libra will bring you to my booking page. Listen, you deserve more. Open up to the guidance. Let the universe guide you. It's the only way, Libra. Okay? Have yourself a great week. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and I will see you Thursday. Scorpio, let's get to it. Let's get to your midweek reset tarot reading, and this is going to be for November 19th all the way to the 25th. So Scorpio, we are in the last throes of Scorpio season. You may be a late Scorpio, so happy birthday for you, to you, right on the cusp there, because we've got a big energy shift coming in this week. And of course, you're going to be a part of it and you're going to feel it. First of all, what we have is a new moon. And it's an excellent time to really set our intentions. It's time to look at the potential of what we can accomplish in this 28.6 day cycle of the moon, okay? So we can move along with this. This new moon is happening on the 20th, and it's happening in your sign. So this is a glow up for you. This is in your first house. This is about you focusing on yourself and being able to finish this season out with a bang, okay? But it also puts a focus on relationships with other people, because your relationship with yourself is a mirror to relationships with other people. So just be aware of that. And then on the next day, we have the sun moving into Sagittarius. So it's goodbye Scorpio season. It's been real. And into Sagittarius, it's a fire sign. It's a more jovial sign, Scorpio. You're kind of brooding and kind of, deep, where we have Sagittarius is a little more carefree. And it's kind of like the build up to the holidays. You had the build up to Halloween, and Sagittarius has the build up to Christmas. You see how that is? So it's two totally different energies. So that hype seems to be going along. We're also in the waxing crescent phase. This is where we take action. We build that momentum towards growth. All right, so very good. Now, we also have the moon moving through the signs, of course, at the beginning of the midweek reset. We have the moon in Scorpio, and then it travels into the weekend, moving into Sagittarius. So again, this weekend has a kind of a good feel energy to it. And as soon as the weekend's over, the moon's in Capricorn, it's back to work. Let's get this done. And then as we finish out the reset, we're in Aquarius. I couldn't even think there for a minute. We're in Aquarius. So a lot of epiphanies, a lot of ideas, a need for change, starting off that next midweek reset. So that's interesting. So that's all that we've got, but it's big energy for you. So be excited. It's a time to get things done for you, to finish this out with a bang. Let's go to the tarot table and get our, almost dropped them all. Let's get our angel numbers. Oh my God. For you, thank you so much for being here. I finally picked up all the cards I dropped. Jesus. All right, let's get them. What do we got for Scorpio for this new moon and closing out this Scorpio cycle? And it's reassurance. Didn't you get this last week? Interesting. 747. Trust your intuition, Scorpio, and make practical decisions that align with your higher self and your higher purpose, of course. Your guardian angels are acknowledging your efforts. So be reassured. You can move forward confidently with this energy. All right? So now let's get a message from your guides. This is from the Energy Oracle deck. Okay. And let's see what we have for you. Just want to check something real quick. There we are. Very good. Very good. Very good. And let's get your message. Just wanted to check the mic level. It's been acting a little wonky. And you know I don't edit. I don't want to cut up your video. You know what I'm saying? All right. So we've got number 10. And it's a storm warning. Okay? Oh boy. All you Scorpios just got your heckles up, you know? Now I got your attention. Clouds on the horizon. This card indicates a potential difficulty, either in the external world or within yourself and your emotional life. The difficulty is coming closer, and you may have already heard rumblings of potential problems around you. The caution here is to be conscious, yet not fearful. That's the big one. Consider what's going on and look at the situation with calm and clarity. Investigate your options and honor yourself and your intentions. Stand up for yourself and take action on your own behalf. As with all difficulty, even the worst storm passes. Always remember, you have the power and the wisdom to handle whatever may come your way. Now, you may feel that, oh great, but you have to understand that the storm too shall pass. This too shall pass, okay? Now, let's look at your shadow work. And 10 always means a payoff of some sort. And look at that. With the storm comes positive change. And look at, she's got an umbrella. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. Transform pain into strength and empower yourself. This is about your evolution, setting yourself free and ascending. The storm is necessary. And it's passing. Wow. I love that. All right, Scorpio. Let's get your vibe. Now, Spirit directed me to start the reading off differently than I normally do, which is odd because I've never had that kind of, all right, well, this is the way you're going to do it. So enjoy. The Four of Wands, nice celebratory energy. Maybe you're focusing on your home, something of that nature. The Queen of Cups, yep, trusting your intuition, really getting in, weathering the storm here, definitely. And the Nine of Cups reversed. So you're getting yourself in a good spot, you know, but you've got to open up to abundance. You're too busy focused on the storm. Again, calm your emotions. Go with it. You never know where it may lead you, but you're not being receptive to abundance. You may be having problems with abundance. How can I get all this stuff done at home when I don't have the funds? The universe is reassuring you that if you trust your intuition, because it's here, and the Queen of Cups is always about intuition, and align yourself with your higher purpose, everything works out because you follow that. You've weathered the storm and it pays off. But you have to convince yourself and reassure yourself that you are moving in the right direction. Okay? You are. There's no doubt about it. But you have to be the one that has to be convinced about it. Okay? So yes, and it has to do with emotional loss. So work on this. All right? Set yourself free from that. That keeps the lack. Let's get another bunch of oracles, maybe. For the blue deck, it seems like one is appropriate, or a couple. And then the Psychic Tarot, the green deck, as anything goes. I'm noticing the patterns in these cards. All right. Yeah, healing begins. Healing begins. Beautiful. You'll be celebrating that and opening up your heart. So again, releasing this emotional loss, that is the key to this. God, I wish you could see all of that. We'll put that right there. And taking the lead, yes. With the Three of Wands, something you've been waiting for is on its way. Again, open up to it. Open up to it. Let's get love. What do we have for love and relationships? If we're feeling emotional loss here, hopefully we're working on that. I want you to take a look at all the green that's associated with these three cards here. I'm also in this, but I want you to see it looks like the storm is also passing with that person. You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. And maybe look at that. Okay. Working together always makes things work right. It takes two to make a thing go right. It takes two to make it out of sight. See what I'm saying? All right, 8 of Cups, walking away from what no longer serves you. Yes, healing, letting go of that emotional loss. Choosing what you want, declaring it to the universe, making the decisions you need, speaking your piece. Maybe someone is speaking it to you. Maybe someone is apologizing. But this is making it happen, man. But it feels good. Only one? Really? Okay. Yeah. Support. Lean on your inner circle during this time. Support is what you need. Ask for it. Reach out. You've got the support you need. The Four of Wands shows that clearly. And being confident in your next move. Okay? Now, let's get what's the vibe. And see what else we have for you, Scorpio. Yeah. Okay. So much symbolism here. It's clingy. Old exes, dead relationships, and old ways. It's time to close the door on that. It's time to walk away from this stuff that no longer serves you, that keeps you in a confusion. Because you're not being realistic with yourself, that you've got to close the door on emotional ways. And look at the door, it's green. So it's about love and relationships. Look, there's a heart on the fucking door. What else do you need to understand? Even the vines look like they're hearts. Have you closed yourself off from relationships because of the emotional loss? There's so much to unpack here, Scorpio. It's time to do something about it. You have the opportunity to. All right, let's get a closing message for you. Interesting. But you're weathering the storm. And you're definitely doing this. Embracing change. Embrace change and welcome new possibilities. I'm telling you, there's something here. Close the goddamn door, Scorpio. You will be so happy. Don't be afraid to walk away from what does not support you or give you the recognition and the time and the love that you deserve. End of discussion. Open up to a better way. You deserve it. And this week, you can get that launched. Holla fucking Luya. Best way to end your season with a bang. All right, Scorpio, that's going to do it for this reading. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget, join me live Thursday at 7 p.m. We are going to do more new moon energy. Why not? Why not? And then we'll focus on all the fun we're going to have on the weekend. But we're going to do a collective reading and reading for the elements for the new moon vibe. And then we're going to do a new moon meditation. Perfect. Come join me, okay? And don't forget, next day, Friday at 10 a.m., you get the vibe for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The love just keeps on coming, Scorpio. Open up to it. And this week, it can be yours. So you want a personal reading with me, click the link in the description. It'll bring you to my booking page. Scorpio, open up to the possibilities and embrace change. It's coming. Thank you for watching. I love you all, and I will see you Thursday. All right, Sagittarius, we are ready for your midweek reset tarot reading. That's right. And we are coming into your season. That's right. So let's talk about the astrology. You know how we do. And then we get to the tarot. So let's start. Sagittarius, The 20th, we are in a new moon phase. That's right. So this has the potential and the intention for some good old new beginnings. We can start fresh. What can we accomplish in the next 28.6 days? That's how long the moon takes to make a full cycle to the next new moon. So be aware of that, okay? Now on the next day, on the 21st, the sun moves into your sign. It is your season. Happy birthday. Hope you enjoy this season. Make it the best for yourself, Sagittarius. But this is a time where we start to feel good. Well, of course, you're going to feel good. This is your energy. This is your time. So just be aware of that. Okay. This new moon is happening in Scorpio. I got so happy I didn't even go on about the new moon. The new moon's in Scorpio on the 20th, and it is going to be in your second house. So this could be a new way of looking at what you value and what your finances are, your financial income and all of that, the potential to make more income, to put yourself out there, to get more of what you're worth, that kind of thing. That's what we're looking at with this new moon is, am I receiving what I'm worth? And why can't I get more? I can always get more. Isn't that what Sagittarius, its kind of theme is? I want more. I want to go higher. And you can this season, trust me, all right? So that could be coming into light for you. So we have now, after the sun has moved into your sign, we've got the waxing crescent. So this is about taking momentum, taking action, gaining momentum, I should say, and fostering growth for this new energy that's coming in. So just be aware of that. And the moon through the signs for this reset, again, are starting off with Scorpio. And then by the time we hit the weekend, the moon's going to be in your sign. So we've got the sun and the moon this weekend in your sign. It's a good time. Maybe you're celebrating your birthday, you know? Maybe it's just you celebrating you. You should. And then as soon as Sunday hits, late Sunday, well, the moon moves into Capricorn. Now it's back to work, kids. Hope you had fun. And then towards the end of the reset, the moon is going to be in Aquarius. So again, that is a epiphanies happening, some change. Welcome that in, okay? So that's going to do it for the astrology. Let's hit the tarot, Sagittarius. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Let's get comfy and let's get our angel numbers to start the reading. And it's evolution with 5, 6, 7. You are evolving spiritually and emotionally, moving towards greater wisdom and understanding. Wow. So again, Sagittarius, you're all about evolution. You never want to stay the same. There's more, right? There's always more. So let's get a message from your guides for this midweek reset and see what they have to offer, what we need to be aware of. Ooh, the guidance they offer, which is oh so helpful. This is from the energy oracle cards, just so you know. Ooh, I love this. Look at that. 34. Look at how beautiful that picture is. It's like the start of Prince's video. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. You just want to see him like crawl out of that. He's in the pond. Door to personal healing and happiness. Wow. With number 34. Let's read up on it. Number 34. New beginnings in your personal life. This card is a positive note of change. The beautiful light-filled door opens onto a lush, rainbow-lit spring filled with vibrant lotus flowers. Whether you're working on the same inner healing, such as breaking an addiction, or looking to make some external changes, such as finding a new place to live, this card signals that your life is opening up and new opportunities are about to appear. The changes you've been working on are ready to blossom with wonderful results. So make sure you see your personal intentions through with continued action and optimistic expectations. Very Sagittarian. is just opening that door to health and happiness. You know what I mean? Healing and happiness. Let's get your shadow. That's probably one of the best messages of this midweek reset. I love that. Happy birthday, Sag. Happy birthdays. No matter what day you're celebrating, that one wants to come out. Okay, jumbled thoughts is what we need to work on. Your mind can make a heaven of hell and a hell of heaven. So there could be some confusion you got to work out that causes some anxiety, and you may be escaping from that. And it's time to set yourself free without escaping, but actually facing it. Okay? Interesting. All right, let's get the vibe for you this week. Spirit had advised me, or wants me, to present these differently when I start the reading. Usually I just shuffle the cards and they fly out. But they really wanted me to start this way this week. And I got to follow it. So, the Queen of Cups reversed, which is telling me that we're not following our intuition. We're not going with the flow. And that's causing these jumbled thoughts and causing that anxiety. But also, it's not allowing us to open that door to personal healing and happiness. Okay? The Judgment card is out that says set yourself free from your judgments and other people's judgments as well. So be aware of that. It's about setting yourself free this midweek reset. And the Tower. Wow, this is a big deal. We've got two major cards out with this other third. And this is, things are changing. It's part of your evolution. And sometimes it's not always so clean and clean cut. Sometimes it is a little harsh, but release the judgment of it and just allow it to come. The Queen of Cups is the crux of this. Go with the flow. You're fighting the flow. So the universe is going to force you into something when you could have just flowed into it. You see what I'm saying? All right. Let's look at our oracles. So we're fighting the flow. Probably because of judgment from others and what we fear, what they're going to say. Yeah. Wisdom is faith. Have faith. Use your inner wisdom, of course. Don't worry about it. Just go with the flow. It's the worrying that causes more things to disrupt this whole issue here. Understand? All right. Let's see. What other oracles do we have for you? Just one. Spread your wings. Yeah, the Two of Wands. Make plans. It's time for a change. Again, it's going with this flow. I can't help but to keep coming back to that. Going with the flow. You're fighting the flow. All right, let's look at relationships. Very straightforward. They really don't want the message cluttered up. They want you to let it burn in your subconscious. Okay, wow. The Queen of Cups again. So nurture that part of yourself. Nurture your relationships. Page of Swords is a message coming in. Okay? Also a new way of looking at things. And a Knight of Cups, the Knight of Cups is coming in with something that you've been waiting for. So that is potential right there. That's beautiful. Instead of focusing on chaos, setting yourself free from it, and knowing that what's coming for you, you deserve. You're evolving to that point. Now, let's get some messages of love and see what they have for you. Ooh. All right. What do we have? What do we have? What do we have? And we have regret. Someone feels remorse for the way that they treated you. Yeah, definitely. With this Page of Swords and the Knight of Cups even coming in with an offer here, definitely a message is coming in about that, And maybe that's what sets yourself free, because you're feeling that it's you. It's really not you. It was them all along, okay? And passion. Try something you've never done before. Yeah. Like going with the flow instead of forcing it. And then it causes friction. You know what I'm saying? So let's get what's the vibe. What's the vibe, Sagittarius? What's the vibe? What's the vibe? What's the vibe? Interesting. Psychopath, abusive, conniving, unpredictable. What's that all about? We don't need to connive. We don't need to be abusive. We don't need to be unpredictable. In fact, you need to go with it. But you could be dealing with that. Maybe you need to just let that go completely. I don't know. Let's get a clarifier on that. I'm not satisfied with that. Maybe that's what you need to do is, why do you have to keep focusing on chaos? You know what I mean? When it doesn't have to be. You not going with the flow is causing the chaos. All right, yeah, okay. So now it makes sense. You see? Karma, not karmics. I know they meant karma, but, third parties, haters, and lesson learned. Again, I think we've learned our karmic lesson. We don't need to focus on the haters. Again, release yourself from judgments of yourself and others. That's huge for you this midweek. All right? So let's get a closing message for you, Sag. Maybe they're just hating because it's your birthday. You're getting some attention. Jesus. Why keep those kind of people around? I don't think you will, though. That's what I think. Okay. Closing message is meditation. Meditation connects you to your inner self. That's what sets yourself free, is connecting to your inner self instead of looking for it out there. It's part of your evolution to go within. It could be a very spiritual time for you for this new season of yours, Sagittarius, okay? All right, that is going to do it for this week. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Join me tomorrow night, Thursday, 7 p.m. I am going to be going live and doing a whole new moon vibe. We're going to do a collective reading for everybody. We're going to do a new moon reading by elements, fire, earth, air, and water. And then we're going to do a new moon cleansing meditation. Perfect. What a better way to spend this Thursday night. You know what I mean? And don't forget, next morning, Friday at 10 a.m., the freaking weekend is posted to give you the tarot vibes for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I got you covered there too. And if you love your general reading, you are going to be just batshit crazy over your personal reading. In person or online, click the link in the description. Sag, it'll bring you to my booking page. Happy birthday. Welcome to Sagittarius season. It's about time. Because Scorpio, let's face it, it's a little too dark. Now it's a little bit more sunshiny. The ray of hope is with us, and here you are. All right, Sag, thank you so much for watching. Have a great week. Happy birthday, and I will see you Thursday. All right, Capricorn, let's get to it. This is your midweek reset tarot reading for November 19th all the way to November 25th. So welcome. Let's talk about the energies that are going on. You know how it go. We do the astrology first, and then we hit it with the tarot. So let's talk about it. First of all, we have a new moon in Scorpio on the 20th. This is an excellent time to really start setting our intentions and also the potential of what we can accomplish within this 28.6 day cycle of the lunar phase. So set your intentions, make them good ones. You know what I mean? And this new moon is in Scorpio, very emotional, okay? Very intense, could be intense, but getting down to the bottom of things finally. And it's happening in your third house of communication. Could be some short trips you're planning also. It's around the holiday time, so of course you would. But communication is key. Brothers and sisters, siblings come into view. That kind of thing. Writing, publishing, writing it down, setting your intentions. The best thing you could do is write with passion your intentions of what you want to accomplish for the next month, okay? And then we move into a waxing crescent phase, and this is when we start taking momentum, taking action, and it starts to foster our growth, especially after that new moon. And on the 21st, the next day, the sun moves into Sagittarius. So we're moving out of a water sign into a fire sign. This is when things start to kind of liven up a little bit. Scorpio can be very serious. Well, so can you, Capricorn. But the mood lightens up no matter which way you slice it, okay? Now, the moon is going to be traveling from Scorpio, of course, at the beginning of the reset, and it's going to land into Sagittarius about the weekend, and that's good. That's a good time. That's a good feel-good time. So maybe you're getting together with family, friends, something like that. Communicating is key for you. You might get a second chance at something also. And at the end of the week, the moon is in your sign, Capricorn. It's back to the grindstone. All right, this is what I'm going to accomplish this week. And we finish off the reset with the moon moving into Aquarius. So ideas, communication, energy starts to pick up on Tuesday. All right, so that is going to do it for the astrology. Let's go to the tarot table and get our angel numbers for you this week and see what we got. There it is. And it's clarity with 543. Excellent. Trust yourself in the universe, Capricorn, to make the necessary changes to achieve your goals. Soon you'll gain clarity about your life's purpose. All right. Again, maybe getting a second chance at that. That's good. That's really good. Now, let's get a message from your guides for this midweek reset. This is from the Energy Oracle card deck. I like using these from time to time. Not too much, but Spirit was very specific about how I had to do the readings this week, so. All right, let's see what it says, and it's number 2 with Journey. And also 532, that completes it. So again, trips, maybe going on a journey. Maybe you're finally discovering where this journey is taking you. Let's read up on it, shall we? This is about movement, relocation, or maybe travel. Big time travel. Pack your bags. The journey card foretells upcoming travel or a shift in location. It may be as simple as a vacation, a retreat, or a class, or even a work-related trip. This card could also signal a move of residence or a job relocation. This position indicates that the plans should go off without a hitch. Still, be clear about your motivation and be mindful of logistics. And that's true because don't forget Mercury is retrograde all the way to the 29th. So as far as like a major move, that could be fraught with delays. So again, this is more opening you up towards your journey. You know what I mean? Actually physically traveling. Again, holiday traveling, that kind of thing. But right, be mindful of the logistics. All of life is a journey, and this card is telling you, Capricorn, that you have some exciting and inspiring adventures ahead. That's beautiful. Beautiful. So open up to it, especially because you're going to be getting that clarity. You know? So let's get our shadow work card or cards for this midweek reset. And it's control issues. No, really? Fear of losing power or false security leads to vulnerability. So it's time to release your control issues, to trust the universe and empower yourself. Fix your crown by knowing that you got this. And the journey is what's to be enjoyed, you know? Enjoy the journey along the way. So, wow. Yeah, definitely some clarity on some control issues. Maybe that's what you're finding out. That in some subtle ways, you're still trying to control the outcome. And you don't need to. Now, usually I do something different when I start off the tarot readings for this week. But this is how I'm doing it this week. Queen of Cups, go with the flow. Trust your intuition. Two of Wands. Now that's a frustration about plans here. Again, plans may be delayed. And Page of Wands, this is about saying, you know what? I'm going for it. If it's anything I see for you, Capricorn, it's just going with the flow this week. Really. Don't get upset about plans. They may change, but still enjoy the journey. Still have fun. The Page of Wands wants you to have fun, to get that clarity, to not take life so goddamn seriously. Because you do, and you know it. You know what I mean? And sometimes you just got to throw it up in the air and pitch it in the fuck it bucket, you know? I mean, it's just, it really wants you to just go with the flow, have fun. Okay, plans will change, but you're still getting to where you're going. You know what I'm saying? Interesting. Very interesting. Trust your intuition. Go with the flow. Get in tune with yourself. You know? Let go of the need for control. Huge messages. All right. And be patient. With temperance. Absolutely. Very interesting. Getting some clarity. Going on a journey. Releasing our control issues. You know? Wow. Yeah, helpless and hopeless. This is the Eight of Swords. This is feeling stuck, and it's something you need to change. Be patient with your process. And daydreams and decisions. Yeah, this is the Seven of Cups. Again, more confusion about where to go, what to do. Trust the journey. Another 2 here. 2-2. Be aware of that. But really, it's time to choose the highest and the best for you. That's it. And not feel like you're stuck or helpless. That will never get you the clarity and the movement that you need in your journey. No, whatsoever. Okay? Let's look at relationships. You're not helpless and hopeless. You're not stuck. You are not. Maybe you're stuck in, that's a young child there. So maybe you're stuck in some childhood issues. Everything around him is orange. So that could be showing the sacral moving into the sacral. The sacral moving into the, Wait, no. The sacral moving into the solar plexus. Oh my God. Did you ever see those videos of when people glitch? There it was, folks. But I'm just saying, maybe that's a childhood issue that's doing that. You know? That has these control issues. That's how you used to... You may have had a chaotic childhood. So therefore... You double down on your control. You know what I mean? So let's look at relationships. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, some uncertainty. The walls are up. Take the walls down. Stop being so defensive. In fact, create the life that you want. Create the relationships you want. Open up to them. Be patient with the process. The Page of Cups brings in an offer, and the Ten of Cups, that's great energy there. That's celebratory energy. Very good. Because you're getting out of this stuck mentality and trusting the journey. Huge. Especially when it comes to relationships. Now let's get... Ooh, yeah, that one wants to come out big time. And let's see what else... Ooh, what else is there for you? Second chance. I've been saying this. This relationship deserves a second chance. Open up to it. You've already kind of thrown it out. Nope. Abundance. You've done the work. Abundance flows to you now. And it does. Do the work. It's important for you to do the work this week. It really is. Let's get, what's the vibe? All right. Let's see. Ooh. Let's see. What else do we have for Capricorn? Yeah. This is a big theme this week, and it's time to get out of this. Stuck. Trapped. Unforgiving. I don't know. It's not going to get us anywhere. You're getting a second chance to get out of this stuck energy. Okay? Let's go and get a closing message. God, that happened so fast. But, again, you're in the middle of this as the magician. Create the reality you want, Capricorn. Create the reality you desire. You deserve. Okay? Yeah, those cards were all over the place. There it is. Yeah. And your closing message guidance is this: compassion. Embrace others' differences and accept your own imperfections. If there's nobody to blame because you've got these control issues, because you're feeling stuck because of something that happened in the past, let it go. This is a perfect time to do that. When you set that intention with this new moon and this intensity with it, it releases it pops the bubble for you. And that means it releases the pressure. And that's what I feel. I feel, actually, when I'm speaking of pressure, I'm feeling actually pressure in my sinuses. You know what I mean? I feel it in your mind swirling around, and it's time to release that. You know what I mean? So release this weekend, Capricorn. It's the only way. All right? Okay. That is going to do it for your Midweek Reset Tarot. Don't forget, I am going live tomorrow night, and we're going to be doing a whole new moon theme. We're going to get a collective reading, a reading for all the elements, fire, earth, air, and water. And then we're also going to do a new moon meditation. Come join us. It's going to be fun, and it's live. And Friday is the freaking weekend, 10 a.m. That gives you the vibe for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I got you covered on all the bases, and including personal readings. That's right. In person or online, click the link in the description. It'll bring you to my booking page, Capricorn. Take advantage of this new moon energy. Take advantage of the sun moving into Sagittarius, which gives us hope, which gives us optimism, that puts that fire back in us and gets us moving. Enjoy the journey. All right, Capricorn, thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and I will see you Thursday. Aquarius, let's get to it. It is your Midweek Reset Tarot reading, and it is for the dates November 19th all the way to November 25th. So, you know how we do. We do the astrology first, and then we hit the tarot. We have powerful energy coming up for you this week. On the 20th, we have a new moon starting. Excellent. This is an excellent time to really take a look at the potential of what we have in front of us for the next month, till the next new moon. Let's set our intentions. Let's start to really think about what we can do to improve, to open up to during this cycle. This new moon is in Scorpio, and it is happening in your fourth house. So this could be bringing up a new beginning, a new way of looking at things at home. This could be a new residence for you. If you're thinking about moving, you're really going to think about moving. Now, this is a potential to actually get some stuff done in your home, redecorate, maybe decorating for the holidays, something like that. There's a huge focus on home and putting that passion back into your home, your space. You know what I mean? Maybe making your space finally your own. But there's that huge possibility there. It could be some family issues that you're dealing with that finally come to fruition. Okay? Now, we'll talk more about that later. Now, on the next day, the 21st, the sun moves into Sagittarius. So we're moving out of a water sign, very heavy, let's face it, Scorpio energy can be thick, all right? And the Sagittarian energy, the fire energy, is much more enthusiastic. It's like everyone's getting excited. The holidays are coming very quickly. It always seems like this heralds in, Christmas and the New Year, while Scorpio heralds in Halloween, and spooky stuff. Also, we have the waxing crescent phase. This is when we start taking action. We're building up that momentum towards growth, okay? So the moon moving through the signs this midweek, starting in Scorpio, coming into the weekend, we've got the moon in Sagittarius also. That's good energy. That's feel-good energy. So take advantage of that. Go on a journey. Do some traveling. And be safe. And then at the end of the weekend, we have the moon in Capricorn. Very serious. And then we end out the midweek reset with the moon in your sign. So again, could be locking in to that feeling, okay? Or being very emotional. Either way, you're feeling pretty good. So that's going to do it for the astrology. Let's go to the tarot table and get our angel numbers to start the reading. Thank you so much for being here, Aquarius. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and let's get the angel numbers. There they are. Very well. And it's all about self-care for you this midweek reset with 789. Practice self-care, Aquarius. Ensure you're getting enough rest and engaging in activities that bring joy into your life. And that focus on the fourth house with this new moon is a perfect time to do that. Maybe you retreat this week and this weekend. Nothing wrong with that. Self-care is so important. Now, let's get a message from our guides. This is from the Energy Oracle cards. And see, what is the message for Aquarius. All right. We have number 35 with the first chakra, the root chakra, and it's Archangel Michael. Wow, this is all about safety and protection. Okay, let's read up. Yep, stability and security. Michael holds a beautiful globe of red energy at the root chakra, which is located at the base of your spine. This is the place where your sense of stability and security is stored. This card reveals that your energy is flowing freely regarding these issues. Safety and security, also home. Okay? Even if you've had problems with feeling secure in the past, these challenges are beginning to be resolved at this time. Archangel Michael is with you, bringing you strength and personal stability. You are capable of taking action and moving forward on your path, so allow yourself to feel increasing faith in your own power and security now and always. Wow. So the affirmation for you is, my first chakra, my root chakra, is open to its perfect, healthy state. I am strong, stable, safe, and secure. The Archangel Michael guides and supports me always. Beautiful message. Always right there. That's right. Giving you that stability and that safety that we crave. You know? All right. Very interesting. Very good. Let's get our shadow work oracle. Excuse me. And see what we have. You may have to speak to somebody. And authentic self. Be yourself. Everyone is already taken. Your uniqueness and individuality. That is Aquarius energy if I've ever seen it. Everybody else is already taken. Be yourself. Don't be worried about how people are going to take you or insecure. That's what it is. Work on your insecurities this week with some self-care. Wow. Okay. Message loud and clear. Hopefully it's received. Let me know in the comments. Throw an emoji in there, if you will. Now, Spirit wanted me to do the beginning of the reading differently, so here we go. I know I gotta follow. Page of Wands. You're taking things way too serious, Aquarius, and it's time to enjoy life. It's time to open up to that childlike wonder. Open it up. Open back up to it. It's beautiful energy. The Empress reversed. That is feeling powerless. Yeah, and the Two of Pentacles. You know what? I actually feel like you're ready for this, but it frustrates you. Maybe you're not able to get some self-care at this time. You have to make it a priority this week. Okay? There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. So let's get some oracles. Empower yourself. The Two of Pentacles reversed is actually good because that shows no longer focusing on the imbalance, but opening up to new ideas. Page of Wands, a breath of fresh air comes in that empowers you. You know, it's all about self-care, though. I'm telling you, that's where it lies with self-care. All right, let's get some oracles for you. Yeah, interesting. Ooh. Now we've got the Emperor out. Again, empowering yourself and taking action. Okay? And Harmony, the Lovers. Yeah. Maybe you're feeling powerless over this relationship, but it looks like things are going to move in your favor when you say enough is enough. I'm moving forward with this. You know, maybe a relationship has got you feeled powerless. It's time to focus on the joy in your life. That's the big message. Yeah, hopeless and hopeless. That's stuck energy. That's Eight of Swords. What I want you to do is focus on joy and stability with the number 4. That's the 4 of Wands, and that's home and family. So there's great growth here when we focus on home and family and well-deserved reward. Wow. Wow, definitely manifesting something here. There's no doubt about that. What are we manifesting? What are we manifesting? All right, let's see. We got that. Anything else? Nope. Oh, wow. Yeah, so the Three of Swords. Heartache and pain in our relationships, that's what's got us stuck. It's time to focus on empowering ourselves and letting this go. Absolutely. And we have the Ten of Pentacles in the world here. So this is some crazy energy. This is stable. Things coming around. It's paying off for you here. You know what I mean? There's no doubt about this, but it's empowering yourself. You may be dealing with a fellow fixed sign, Taurus, Leo, fellow Aquarius, fellow Scorpio and fellow Aquarius. Jesus. You just may be that tongue-tied. I'm feeling that energy. Like, what am I doing here? I feel like I got to take a sip of water. But what are we doing here? You know what I mean? We're completing a cycle. We're focusing on joy. I think family issues can be mended also, Or maybe you miss your family. Or you feel like you need to wear a mask around them. And that can't work this time around, just so you know. All right, Aquarius, let's get to it. Messages of love. Wait, the timing is not quite right. Okay, so in the meantime, take care of yourself and get some rest. That's the big message for you this week. And true love. This love is emotional, physical, and unconditional. Yeah, stability, safety. It's such a big thing for you this week. It always is, but it's a really big focus this week. Wow. Let's get what's the vibe. Is that it? Yeah, jeez. Paranoid, cautious, insecure, and guarded. Do you see where the message is? This is all about insecurity. And you've got to really work on yourself. You got to nurture yourself. You don't need to be insecure. You are guided. You are protected. You are safe. Say that to yourself. You see the theme here. It's unbelievable. Wow. Aquarius. Whew. Crazy. Craziness. All right. Let's get a closing message for you. It just seemed like this reading just flew by. And it's resilience. I love that. Resilience is your source of strength in challenges. Keep going. You've got this. Don't let the situations take the power from you. You take your power back from that by not putting your focus on that. You know what I mean? And really focusing on, I am safe, I am guided, I am protected. Call on Archangel Michael, because there's a huge thing about insecurity here. And I think a big portion of this week and this healing that can take place is when you take care of yourself and know that you got this. You're resilient, and you've been through so much worse. And it only gets better from here. Trust me with that, Aquarius. All right? So that is going to do it for your midweek reset. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Join me Thursday, 7 p.m. live here on YouTube. Yes. Whew. We're going to be doing some more new moon vibe energy. We're going to do a collective reading. We're going to do a reading for all the elements, fire, earth, air, and water. And then we're going to do a great guided meditation for this new moon. Come join us. It's going to be great. Doing all that live is a hoot. It really is. So I hope to see you there. And the freaking weekend, Friday at 10 a.m., that gives you the vibe for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I got you covered there too. And if you would like a personal reading with me, click the link in the description, in person or online. I've got extended hours. Get it booked before the holidays start, because it's going to roll, baby. And we get busy. And thank you so much for watching, Aquarius. Wow. Self-care. Huge this week. Make sure it's a priority and you watch what happens. All right. Have a great week. I love you all. Thank you for watching, and I will see you Thursday. Pisces, it's your midweek reset. Let's get to it. And this is for the dates November 19th all the way to November 25th. So welcome. Let's talk about the energies that are going on. We start this new moon. We start this new reset with a new moon. I wanted to get that all out at once. We've got this new moon coming in. This is an excellent time to see the potential of what we can do for the next 28.6 days. That's the lunar cycle. New moon to new moon. What can we do? We can get a lot done in 28 days. We really can. A month can change a lot. We can do so much. We can acquire so much progress. And this new moon is in Scorpio on the 20th, and it's happening in your 5th house. So this is all about what brings you joy. The 5th house is about joy. It's the house that Leo rules. So what do you feel in your heart? Giving love, receiving love. That's why it's a very romantic house. So it could be very romantic for you. It could be very releasing, releasing the things that dim your joy, that rob you of your joy. It's also a focus on children and having fun. That's what this whole theme is for this midweek reset, is fun, joy, and what comes of it, okay? So work on that. And it could just be a very romantic time for you. I'll take that. Now, on the next day, the 21st, the sun moves out of watery Scorpio and into fiery Sagittarius. This is when the momentum builds up. All of a sudden, we're kind of excited. It's a very jovial kind of energy, very optimistic. And this weekend is very optimistic. We are in the waxing crescent phase now. So this is when we take action. This is building momentum, and it's signaling growth. So very good. But this new moon can be very romantic. If it's not romantic, you could be releasing, again, things that rob you of your joy. You want joy back into your life, and this is the week to claim it. All right. So that's going to do it for the astrology. Oh, wait. The moon through the reset this week it starts off in Scorpio. And then as we move towards the weekend, the moon moves into Sagittarius. So the sun's moved into Sagittarius. The moon is there for this weekend. It's a fun weekend. Open up to it. Go out and have fun. Go to an amusement park. Have fun. Something, street festival, anything. And then at the end of the week, at the end of the weekend, the moon's back in Capricorn. So that's back to work. Hope you had fun. Now it's back to the grindstone. And then we finish this out, and the sign of the moon moves into Aquarius. So we could feel the energy ramping up. We could be getting some ideas, some brainstorming going on here. Maybe because we had so much fun on the weekend, we're planning on doing that again. All right. So now that's time for the tarot. So let's go to the tarot table. I am all over my words. Today. I apologize. It's that energy. You know what I mean? It's crazy, Lucy. All right, so let's get our angel numbers for you, Pisces, for this midweek reset. And it's reassurance with 747. Trust your intuition and make practical decisions that align with your higher purpose. Your guardian angels are acknowledging your efforts. Right. So make those practical decisions, trust your intuition, and align with your higher purpose. You don't need to chase your higher purpose. You need to align to it. How? How can you align to it? Open up to it. Be reassured that your guardian angels are noticing your efforts and guiding you towards what you need to open up to. Okay, so let's get a message from the guides this week from the energy and oracle cards. And it's number 34 with door to personal healing and happiness. Again, that's what this is all about. Opening up that door. It reminds me of the beginning of the Prince video. Bim, 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 bim. When doves cry, I'm just waiting for him to poke out of that pond. I'll neck it. Dream if you will, picture of you and I engaged in a kiss. I like it. All right. I was getting lost in my fantasy there. All right, so let's do it. This is about new beginnings in your personal life. This card is a messenger of positive change. The beautiful light-filled door opens onto a lush rainbow-lit spring filled with vibrant lotus flowers. Yes. Whether you're working on some inner healing, such as breaking an addiction, or looking to make some external changes, such as finding a new place to live, this card signals that your life is opening up and new opportunities are about to appear. The changes you've been working on are ready to blossom with wonderful results. So Pisces, make sure you see your personal intentions through with continued action and optimistic expectations. Wow, that's great. Open that door. The universe is telling you to trust it and do it. Okay? Now, let's get your shadow work. What's our shadow work oracle for this midweek? What is it? What is it? What's this about? Control issues. Okay. Fear of losing power or false security leads to vulnerability. All right, so this is about releasing, control, trusting where you're going, and empowering yourself, fixing your crown, kings and queens. What are you doing here? You know? What are you doing? So, Spirit wants me, and I have been doing this, to do the reading differently than I normally do at the beginning. So, normally you see me shuffling cards all over the place, but they wanted me to do it this way for this midweek reset, and I don't argue. I follow. Page of Wands. So you're very frustrated right now about the lack of joy in your life. Page of Wands is all about joy and allowing that joy into your life. You know, just enjoying it. But it's reversed. So we've got that energy blocked, okay? The sun, yeah. All you need to do is shine as brightly as the sun. Focus on you. And the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Nurture that part of yourself that, again, needs to release the control issues. See, that's why life is so unenjoyable for you. Right? Not enjoyable for you right now is because you're trying to control it. And you just have to go with it. You know what I mean? But it makes you insecure. You don't have to chase what you want. You open up to it. Okay? Very big message for you with this midweek reset. All right. Let's see. What else do we have for you? We're going to use some oracles. So all you need to do is shine as brightly as the sun. And that also means staying positive. It's very important for you to stay positive. Very much empower yourself. Allow the energy to come to you and the world, the universe. Yeah. Completing a cycle, opening up to it. Opening up to the world and the possibilities. Opening up that door to healing and happiness. You know? Damn. Oh. Did I get the other oracle? Oh, didn't. Let's see. We're going to do the Psychic Tarot for the heart. Let's see what else we have for Pisces. Okay. Weird. Yeah, base chakra. Insecurity. We need to work on that. You've got this. Again, you're trying to control that. And it makes you very insecure. Okay? Instead, make plans, spread your wings. Absolutely. It's about opening up, receiving, you know, and being receptive to it and not trying to, again, force something here. I feel you got to force it, got to run after it, got to chase it. You don't need to chase it. You know? You don't. You just don't. All right, let's look at relationships and love. See what's going on here. Okay. Wow. Yeah, it's time to walk away from the uncertainty. Uncertainty is the only certainty there is. Accept it. Again, that relinquishes your control issues and opens you up. You know what I mean? It allows you to release a lot of burdens that you're carrying so you can embrace. How can you open up your arms when you're carrying so much? You know? The Magician is, I'm taking control of this. I'm creating the reality I want. And the Ace of Cups, a new offer in love if you're single. But this is also an offer coming in from a spouse. This could also be just you filling your cup first. You know what I mean? You really need to do that. Now, let's get some messages of love. Okay. Past life love. Your soul remembers this intense connection. Okay? Open up to it. Lesson. This person is in your life to teach you a spiritual lesson. Again, that past life. Again, there could be this thing of a second chance. That's been in almost everybody's reading, is a second go at fill in the blank, whatever it could be for you. And longing. Someone is secretly yearning for you. And I feel a lot of you Pisces, it's not outside, but it's inside. It's like, where are you? What are you doing? Open up, like the lotus. Open up, okay? But no mud, no lotus. Remember that. All right, what's the vibe? I like that. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's get what's the vibe. Go. Let's get what's the vibe. Yeah. And you know what? A lot of this could be because you're just simply exhausted. Again, why put white font? Burnt out, burdened, Jesus, and empty. Can you read it on that one? Not any better. But you know, you're just exhausted. Why am I showing it to the other camera? All right, and healing. Yeah, this is all about that. Self-care, introspection, and meditation. This is what you focus on. That reassures you. You get that inner guidance that you can't get from out there. You know, you can talk to everybody all you want, but what does it do? It just leaves you empty-handed. You have to go within, and that's what this week is really telling you to do. Really, that longing is you looking for you. Okay, let's get a closing message. And see how we wrap this all up. So it's about getting our joy back, you know? Wow, divinity. Beautiful. Every moment is filled with divinity. Cherish it. Don't squander this energy. Be the sun. Be positive. Even in the face of adversity, you have to be positive. You pull yourself out of emotionally reacting to it, Pisces, stepping back from it and going, okay, I've got this. Everything works out in my favor. I am safe. I am guided. I am safe and protected. And it is done. Okay? So, Pisces, get some healing this week. You will really benefit from it. And you get a second chance at something here. Just let go of the control and you'll be fine. All right, that's going to do it for this week. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Join me tomorrow night, Thursday, 7 p.m. We're going to do a whole new moon vibe. Why not go with it? So, we're going to do a collective reading and the reading for all the elements, fire, earth, air, and water. And then we're going to do a guided meditation for the new moon. Opening us up and letting us manifest what we desire. Love it already. Join us. And don't forget, the freaking weekend posted on Fridays at 10 a.m. gives you the vibe for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I got you covered there too. And if you like your general reading, you're going to love your personal reading. So click the link in the description and it'll bring you to my booking page. Pisces, get some healing this week. Keep yourself mindful and very positive. You got to stay positive. I know that sounds, well, like toxic positivity, but sometimes you just got to fucking do it because you can be really toxic fucking negative. How's that work for you? Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. All right, Pisces, I love you all. Thank you for watching, and I will see you Thursday.